right, I just got home. So we're still going with the election. Ugh. Hey, whoever's watching, what's up? How's it going? What in the world's going on here? Sorry, guys. What's this? Oh, man, this isn't going to work, is it? Gosh darn it. Try something else here. Waiting to figure something out here. That sucks. We're under a technical attack. Okay, well, I'm going to have to watch some kind of YouTube live stream for now. Right side broadcasting or something. Hey, there's me. It's Mark Dice.
It's very, very time consuming. And just to keep up with it.
I don't know if I want to watch him. Where's the right side broadcasting?
Blows you away with incredible wisdom, hilarity,
Dang
and
it,
of
man.
course, stunning goodness. You can catch that show online every single night, 9 p.m. Eastern. I'll see you.
Don't have the First TV app yet? What are you waiting for? Download
Watch
the
this
First
for
TV
hours.
app right now on Apple, Google Play, Roku, or Amazon Fire and start watching today.
Hey guys, how's it going? See a couple more people joining in.
Hold the line with Buck Sex Station. Here's tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, right here. here on the first.
Isn't this?
Preventative. And then also,
Still not clear who the president of the United States will be, but it is.
Got a few more people in here. Man. What's going on here?
His numbers. I forget my question I was asking, but Owen Schroyer, I heard Smith. Go ahead.
I think you're asking what should be the first thing that Trump does if he wins, and I think he's already laid down a little bit of what he's going to do, and I think it's exactly right. I think he needs to fire Christopher Wray, first and foremost. He needs to get the FBI under control. He needs to flush out that entire organization and actually send some of these treason. Put handcuffs on some of these, whether they're the big tech billionaires who are subverting our free speech, or Obama and Biden for engaging in literally treasonous activities, not even including the Hunter Biden China stuff. That's a whole other operation. But he's got no reason to concede people anymore. He's got no reason to play nice and act nice. He can't be reelected for
Exactly, because Sections 9 fits the law. We've got a foreign powers openly trying to overthrow our country. And we don't know the law. We don't know shit. We're against that. They brought this, David. When we enter this wheelhouse, what do we do?
Well, the other thing, too, we're talking about locking people up. They need to let Julian Assange go.
That's Trump's number one failure.
That is a key thing. That is a key thing. He's told the truth about this.
Trump told him 4 years and 2 months ago, I don't care who has it. If the Russians have it, if Julian Assange has it, release it. Assange did it, and
Right.
Trump ordered him as the Don or as the leader to do it, and he let that person burn.
Yeah.
That's Trump's biggest failure.
That's right. Yeah. That needs to be stopped. Because what he did, he's not a traitor. He's not an American citizen. What he did was the same thing the Washington Post did. And the New York Times, you had somebody steal some the Pentagon Papers, and they established a principle, which I think is a great idea, that you don't go after the press organizations. If you're going to go after the person who stole the original,
Obviously, I'm scared of whistleblowers, but
Gotta win tonight.
so you can't, like Trump told me, press the attack, go after Jones. I did it. That's not just because it's the president. I believe the president. I did it. Well, you know what? If you give an order, you're just as guilty as the person.
Yeah.
So you can't put somebody in prison who followed your orders.
That's right. Yeah.
You can't do it.
Yeah, he needs to call off the establishment off of Julian Assange, because Julian Assange is there at the behest of the American government, working.
Well, he literally, with white hats in the government, did this.
Yeah.
Just like the separation states come out. These are patriots.
Yes.
And so he's a third party, but man, you don't tell a soldier this and then let him rot in prison.
That's right.
You can't do it.
Absolutely. And we need to get truth out there. And they've done a great job of putting the truth out there, regardless of who it hurts. And that's the key thing. If you've done
Oh,
something.
no one denies. Like when the New York Post comes out with their laptop 2 weeks from now, no one denies WikiLeaks, so they know they really do it.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Yeah. And you look at this, you look at the laptop situation. It's the same thing that Hillary Clinton did. A red herring. Don't look at the information. Who leaked it out there? And they make it up. They make up a narrative about who put it out.
Another thing is Russians, but
Yeah.
they don't have stopwatch in half the country. They can't fight the man. The idea that they're running us is a joke.
Oh, yeah.
It's insulting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Vault 7 showed, and that was one of the things that we got out of WikiLeaks. Vault 7 showed that they could appear to be anybody that they wanted to. The American intelligence could. So they could appear to be the Chinese, but they could be,
Well, they
the.
planted child porn on it. Eventually, I said, no, you planted it. Okay, that was true. But they just think like, oh God, you planted.
How's it going, guys? The election's still going on. I'm gonna stay up. And looks like we might not even get results tonight. So many places saying they're gonna hold off. A bunch of stupidity. Hey Isaiah, what's up? Sorry, I'm gonna be rude and eat for a minute because I just got home from work. I didn't really eat a lot today.
Hearings that happened about, I guess it was about 10 months before they took us down. They had hearings as they typically do.
What do you think, Isaiah?
They bring in the people from Facebook and Twitter, and and they talk about and Google, and they talk.
Someone says Wisconsin says there's no way they're announcing a winner. Michigan needs until Friday. Pennsylvania isn't coming out anytime soon. Georgia said they were going to hold off. So what's going on with all that? I think they said it looks like Arizona's going for Biden, and so is Iowa.
We don't want to have, because that'll create a divided nation. They want to have one story coming out.
Right? That's the way I see it too. Have you been watching any news? Is there a live stream that you've been watching?
I am all ears here with Harrison Smith. What's the latest on the big board? Yeah,
I'll probably get my stream shut down for watching this one, but oh well. This is what I watched last election.
But even though Biden has a small lead, I believe last I checked, no Trump. In fact, guys, let's zoom in on Iowa. Let's see if Sioux City is reporting yet. That may be why we've seen a surge for Donald Trump. Sioux City may be reporting here, guys. If I can get a zoom in on Iowa, please.
Looks like Iowa or Trump has a head on Iowa.
It's looking good for Trump, I think, in Iowa.
So maybe Iowa is good.
Points that Biden desperately needed. Iowa may stay strong for Trump.
CBS, huh?
Continue to monitor that. Michigan continuing to be strong for Trump. Trump continuing to lead in Ohio with the returns, continuing to lead in Pennsylvania with the returns.
I find this a lot more entertaining than the regular news channels.
Is on a razor's edge as we are
Whichever has the least commercials.
And I want to get to all those states, but 10 minutes ago it happened.
I'm watching band.video. There might be another
This is Death Star.
electionnight.news.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Trump is
So what you can go there and watch that. Well, that's what I'm watching.
They may not want to declare. They may not want to declare Texas either. But I do believe that Trump is going to win Texas. I think the numbers are obvious. But like I said, I mean, everything right now, aside from Pennsylvania, if Trump remains strong in Iowa, in Wisconsin, in Michigan, in Ohio, North Carolina, Georgia, that's his path to victory. Arizona, Nevada won't even matter. Montana will be a nice little icing on the cake for him there. But this is what it's all coming down to right here. The Rust Belt, just like it normally does, and
See, I've had some issues with this to where sometimes it'll like pause and I have to refresh it.
Liberal meltdown commenced.
Seems like the quality's dropping.
Oh my God. This is
Trump's off to a good start though, right? Strong start.
Yeah, it's a lot closer than that.
Praise the Lord.
Is it closer, you think?
I don't know. It seems to me like it was because I don't know the.
I got a sandwich here. It's a ham and Swiss sandwich I got from the gas station. It's from a Casey's gas station. Do you have Casey's where you live, Isaiah?
I was a lot more confident last time that Trump was going to win.
I was too.
Yeah.
I've had a bad feeling. That's why I'm like waiting to be proven wrong. I want to believe in a Trump victory, but then I have this bad feeling that maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, and maybe that's what I'm doing. I'm thinking the feelings that I had about this, and and projecting it in that maybe there's still something shaky here. And I think it, I don't know. You're saying, Nolan, that according to your analysis, that
Casey's is a gas station that sells pizza too. It's kind of popular around here, but I worked there. You're right. I am all millennial.
Trump wins Michigan, Wisconsin, North Carolina, and Georgia, Montana, then yes, he does not need Pennsylvania.
I don't know. That's why I said I'm not sure that, to me, I don't know if the Bible really explains like the end of the world scenario and stuff. So, I mean, I do believe that there are lots of people that are powerful in the world, obviously.
I mean, are they going to try to pull one of those numbers?
They're crazy.
The Freemasons, I don't know a lot about, but
for Trump in Pennsylvania and Georgia, is way too wide.
There are a lot of rich people in power.
Focus on the breakthrough. They're doing a great job. Let's look at Florida.
I mean, I'm just thinking political automatically, but it's like
Florida is looking really
just like the
good.
Clintons and stuff, just the stuff that people just get away with murder. Like, they're like untouchable, and it's crazy.
Typically, do we have anybody back there, guys? Yeah. So as you can see here, as the panhandle comes in,
Like a fresh sandwich from a sub shop at the gas station, or it's like a gross pre-made. It's a fresh one.
They're going to slightly lean
The biotech vaccine. I don't know.
It's pretty safe to say
We have the flu season now, and they're having flu vaccines, and I didn't take one.
Georgia, it's kind of the same scenario. When you look at
I guess it would depend on how they spun it.
I mean, the only thing to watch here.
Hopefully we don't get to that point. You mean like being installed with some kind of microchips to where they could track you and your information and stuff? See, I'm going to have to keep doing this, but I want to watch this, so it's worth it to me. I'm going to have to figure out a neat way to refresh this. Come on. I got to close these other tabs. Yeah, it is creepy. You mean like Bill Gates was actually talking about that stuff? Wanting to make a vaccine like that? Yeah. It's crazy, all the censorship and everything that we're seeing. And tonight, BitChute was taken down for a short while, but it's back up. If I look away and mess with this for a while, hopefully this will just keep working, but I might have to refresh it every now and then. He wants the world population to decrease. Yeah, like Ted Turner said that too. I know he's popular for that. But there's just the audio that I can listen to too on here. I thought about watching something else and then I could just listen to the audio. It's kind of a pain in the butt. Whose dad? Bill Gates? I was looking into a lot of that stuff. I mean, I'm interested in all those cults and everything. And obviously, like, the stuff that Alex Jones has covered, like the Bohemian Grove and the Skulls and Bones.
Update, because it does look like Biden is doing well.
If you're going to leave Texas, let me interject here. I was going to get something to eat, and I heard the NPR.
Biden's got quite a lead in Arizona right now, it looks like.
4 years
That sucks.
Can't turn Texas blue. What do we do? They were not happy.
There's a lot of other groups, though. I was trying to think of Bill Gates Sr. There's stuff that I have printed out in the other room.
And of course, that's the other thing too. We saw. All these people dumping all of the, you saw signs of panic throughout the Democrats and throughout the Biden campaign. They should be very confident. Certainly not as confident.
Like Theosophy or something. I'm trying to think of this belief.
Yeah, they're definitely lusting for Texas, David. They're drooling for Texas, and I don't think they're going to get it yet. They tried to run the Beto sham on us, and it didn't work. So it is embarrassing.
Yeah.
Beto helps turn red.
Yeah, I mean, it is embarrassing that it is even this close, but yet what they've done to Austin.
I just say I've never been on the edge of my seat like this.
In fact, if you want to see,
And like Aleister Crowley.
Here real quick. I mean, this is embarrassing, guys. Click into the Austin County here. Click into Travis County. It's a joke. Oh, we can't go zoom in counties. Okay, well, if you want to look into how bad it is, Travis County is so pathetic that we couldn't even have people go vote for Donald Trump today. It's really embarrassing, quite frankly, in the capital of Austin. But that's all right, guys. Zoom back out. Let me look real quick, and then we'll send it back to you. Travis County is so pathetic that we couldn't even have people go vote for Donald Trump today. It's really embarrassing, quite frankly, in the capital of Austin. But that's all right, guys. Zoom back out. Let me look real quick, and then we'll send it back to you, Harrison, David, and Alex, and then I'll get some updates on some numbers. Let me get a real quick look.
Of course, Illinois is blue.
Just the numbers, guys. Yeah, just leave it right there.
I should invite someone onto my live stream like Ed or Max. That's a good idea.
It's very narrow. Guys, zoom into Wisconsin real quick. Let's see what it's looking like in Madison. Okay, so yeah, I mean, where it stands right now, it's going to be a tight one, but they've already got all the returns from their big liberal strongholds like Madison. And so I think, this is going to be a tight one to watch here. So the ones to watch right now are Wisconsin. You should still be up big in Michigan, guys. Let's look at the numbers real quick in Michigan before we zoom back out here. I'm trying to get the vote total. Let's see here. Yeah, Trump's still up over 100,000 in Michigan. That's looking good. He's extending his lead in Ohio as well, up almost to a half.
Yeah, I want to start doing live streams regularly. And they probably won't be in my bedroom like this. I'll be in the other room with the whiteboard with all my books and everything. And I'll be going into the scriptures more.
I agree. We're going to go to Roger Stone right now, who's out of his chair.
But, this is kind of an important thing for me right now.
And David Knight, what would you call this moment historically? Because, I mean, this is so epic. This is so nail-biting.
Yeah, it's very close. And well, again, Roger's going to be joining us here, and he was at the center of everything.
What's that, 187?
I remember that dragging on.
That's the score so far.
Fighting about that Thanksgiving.
Trump with 187.
This is pretty amazing. It's been a big reversal.
But we know Biden's got California and Washington. Those give him some main numbers.
Yet again throughout all this.
So you're seeing a Trump victory in the country.
It looks like it, doesn't it? I mean, certainly, look, it's been a total defeat for them. Whatever happened at this point, look at how wrong they were about everything for so long. And it was a total propaganda operation, frankly. When you look at these polls, and they say these are, for the most part, I think, push polls at this point. They can get the answer that they want, and they can try to use that to create a narrative, and I think that's exactly what they were doing.
I totally agree.
Interesting to see what
Roger Stone from right there in Trump's district.
Well, Biden is.
Roger,
Dang
thank
it.
you so much. We really appreciate you. Tell us what you think's currently happening.
Well, Alex, this is an agonizing
Roger Stone's on.
moment. We're sitting here, and I believe sometime in the next half hour to 45 minutes, we're going to know the story. Heard that Arizona has been called by some of the fake news networks for Joe Biden, but my contacts in Arizona tell me that they have moved prematurely. They still believe we will squeeze Arizona, land of Barry Goldwater out. Therefore, I'm not going to throw it away in my mental calculation quite yet. We have no results from Nevada, which should be competitive. Early on, there were some indications that Ohio was problematic. That has been clarified. The president will carry the.
I don't know. They haven't really talked about those numbers on here. I'm going to look on my phone more when I'm done eating here, when I'm done shoving my face.
One of the president's incredible personal, physical, superhuman effort paid off there big time.
You ever go to the Donald.win?
We need Michigan, Wisconsin.
It's a pretty big Trump forum.
Those two need to fall in place as well as.
So I've been checking that a lot lately today.
And we're on the edge of our seats. It would be premature for anyone to call the election. I do find it almost comical, the posting on Twitter today in the New York Times.
I wonder if my mom's still watching. I don't know if she's going to stay up that late. She stayed up with me last year, but she's with my aunt, and I don't know what my aunt's going to
They have
do.
no formal role whatsoever in determining who the president is.
Well, Roger, let's stop right there, though, because that shows us her mindset.
I don't even know if we're going to get results tonight, but I'm planning on staying up for a while. I usually do anyway, so it's not a big deal. 7:30?
Fox News, a few others.
Yeah.
Are the victors. And so there's
That's pretty early.
Front.
If I went to bed at 7:30, I'd be waking up
We
like
talked about my show today.
at midnight or something, and then I wouldn't be able to go to sleep.
Biden wins with no evidence. They have Plan B.
Yeah,
Drag it out. What are you seeing right now?
I don't know. I don't know. They're saying like in another hour we should have a lot more information, and like in the next 2 hours, like at 1 or whatever after midnight, 12:30 or 1, like we're gonna know like a lot more because all the polling places are closing and froze up again. I could go look at those Colts. I have like a book on Colts and stuff too. It's like an encyclopedia. Military votes going on.
Us as well. They've gone up for everybody.
I understand that. Right now, unbelievably, they had Hunter Biden's laptop for 8 months, 9 months. They did nothing, but right now they're running an investigation into Michael Caputo. Michael Caputo, the former Trump aide, a great pal of mine, a great American who, as you know, has been stricken with brain cancer, struggling for his life. Meanwhile, FBI agents are out in the field asking. Questions about him when Mike Caputo has done nothing whatsoever wrong. So they ignore the crimes of Hunter Biden, but they're focusing in on a man who's fighting to save his life.
Yeah, I think they will. I think the police and the military and everybody would vote for Trump. I mean, and putting money into the military is kind of one of Trump's big things. Somebody said, I'm no mathematician, but it looks to me like we're going to have 273 votes without Pennsylvania.
He went through hell supporting Trump. He was a major patriot. They tried to set up turning Trump. He has brain cancer now. That's horrible, dude.
Still a government employee. He's taken a leave of absence.
Let's be clear. He went through hell supporting Trump. He was a major patriot. They tried to set up turning Trump. He has brain cancer now. That's horrible, dude.
Yeah, and Alex, the sad part is that even though he has government insurance, that does not cover all of the procedures that he needs to fight his brain cancer. So we need to pray for him. Number one. Number two, we need to come to his aid. Go to GoFundMe, find the Cancer Cure Fund.
I'll be back. I'm getting rid of this.
And please help. I'm helping. Alex, I know you'll help. We need to
He's been a great patriot. You didn't even build that up. They tried to frame him as a Russian agent. He was a stalwart. They probably gave him that damn cancer. My God. He
writes, they fear the truth coming out.
Now he's got brain cancer.
And now he has brain cancer. I'm not making any aspersions as to how he did it. I'm only praying fervently for his recovery. He's a great man. He's a great friend of mine. He and I were prohibited by the court from speaking for almost 2 years for no reason whatsoever. No reason other than the fact that they wanted to deny me the wise counsel.
Everybody else sits out there, not being mean listeners, but like, oh, this and that. We're in the arena. This is real stuff.
Yeah.
And boy, I tell you, the cancer rate with Patriots is very high.
Well, Alex, we are praying for him. In the meantime, we're in this agonizing. One of the other big pieces involved in shit.
I grabbed some stuff that I had. Charles Lawson.
Well, you know what? We just don't have enough information to say.
I like that Hellfire sermon that got him really popular. I haven't watched it for a long time, but I originally liked it. I mean, I guess I like him, but he's, yeah, I mean, a lot of his stuff is about futurism and everything, but he's a King James Bible teacher who basically has Baptist beliefs, I guess. This is a book that I have. I haven't really looked at a whole lot yet, but Cults and New Religions. It's by John Ankerberg and John Weldon. It's got the Christadelphians, Mormonism, of course, New Thought, Religious Science, Unification Church, The Way International. You don't believe that the moon landings were real? Oh. I have some Wikipedia articles and stuff that I printed out on some different beliefs and
Arizona, which looks strong for Biden right now. You're saying
I got interesting facts about the U.S. presidents, 98 or 99.
That's why I am curious, Roger, to see what happens in Arizona, which looks strong for Biden right now. You're saying
These are some things that I printed out.
I love to tease you all.
The letter of Ignatius to the Romans.
Nobody prayed more fervently. Nobody else gave me wise counsel.
Halloween. It's interesting. I guess I forgot I printed this out from Wikipedia. This is like the entire Halloween article or whatever. Is smoking a sin? Is smoking a sin? We were talking about that the other night with Jeremy Carter, whatever. Tattoos in the Bible.
If you go into Wisconsin here, guys, you'll notice the two counties.
Here we go.
That, it looks like
Signs and symbols of Satanism. You might be interested in that.
Because Trump's lead may have just increased in Wisconsin. Let me see this. Wisconsin here, guys, you'll notice the two counties that it looks like maybe they've just now reporting.
Yeah, I don't believe in a physical resurrection. These are some different satanic symbols, and it gives a little bit of information on them. I thought this was kind of cool article. You recognize any of those?
This is a tiny margin right now in North Carolina. I'm a little afraid with Fayetteville and Charlotte numbers still coming in. We have to be careful when we watch North Carolina. Now, if we go down to Georgia, I think it's pretty much good news because if we go down to Georgia, guys, zoom in. Let me see if they've counted these. Okay, if you look here, the only one that they're not getting numbers in is I believe this is Hancock County, which in the last election, but it's a very small district. It's not
About Jesus physically resurrecting. That's an interesting question because didn't he like pass through the wall or something?
Then potentially you could see North Carolina slip
The swirl.
Arizona though, and you could recover that. But again, if he wins Wisconsin, if he wins North Carolina, if he wins Georgia, that's Trump's path to victory tonight. Looking solid in Iowa. Montana's kind of going back and forth. We'll have to see looking solid in Michigan, but Trump's path to victory. Georgia, North Carolina.
Do you mean this? Like the eye thing? Is that what you mean?
In Virginia,
It says that's a logo of Time Warner AOL. Notice how it resembles the UJET and is akin to the all-seeing eye. Time Warner is a major monopoly on communications in the world. They control what you see and what you hear. They suppress the truth. Want to see a high priestess wearing the symbol leading a ritual? Watch this film Mystery Babylon as they cast spells at Bohemian Grove in California.
The timing of it is important because it's meant to create a psychological bandwagon effect. But Harrison Smith coming in with a solid has just given us, I think, very important.
Yeah, I've had some studies on the resurrection and stuff. I've kind of talked about that before.
We the people. Thank you, Roger. Yeah, Virginia's not looking too good. Texas still holding, and
So I was saying, I don't believe in a physical resurrection like that. And I remember talking to the preacher at the Assembly of God, and I was like, what about people who are cremated? And he's like, well, what about, people in caskets who've been there for years? Like everybody basically, crumbles and there's nothing left of the person. And it's like, that's not like a resurrection. That's like a reconstruction. Are you still there? Looks like it's slowing down. It's freaking stream keeps pausing. I hate this, man. Why's it gotta be so difficult? They love the eyeballs, yeah. They all wanted to be optometrists.
He pointed out that the in the 2018 election didn't even field enough candidates in Virginia to have control of the House. Even
I went and voted today. Over 40% of the candidates, there was no one running against.
That's right. And then there's another thing that happened this year in Virginia. Back in March, before all this lockdown started, they introduced a bill, and the Republicans supported it in the House even, that would extend the election, the collection of ballots 3 days after the election. They did that back in early March before the lockdown happened.
So they were getting ready for this.
Yeah.
So let's get this. Owen Schroyer, Roger Stone, Harrison Smith, David Knight, your predictions, call it out tonight. I think Trump wins tonight.
I think I might actually have some stuff that I printed out about the resurrection too somewhere. Oh, what is this?
I can make a call right now. I mean, you can't even call Pennsylvania, sadly, because they've already said they're going to delay it.
So then called the Jesus Movement. You ever heard of that?
Try to make a call right now. You can't even call Pennsylvania, sadly, since they've already said they're going to delay it, even though Trump is doing very well. Boy, I mean, North Carolina is going to be tough. But if they announce Georgia and Wisconsin, that gives Trump 259 in my book. And that includes Montana and Iowa. So that means all we would need is one of.
This is old stuff I had printed out too. How to pray against Halloween. A lot of anti-Halloween stuff.
Is leading in North Carolina as we speak. But man, oh man, that is a.
This is what I was thinking of. Yeah, the Theosophical Society. Have you ever heard of that?
In North Carolina,
that's kind of interesting for the cults and stuff.
Fayette County and Charlotte. So, but if Trump wins North Carolina, that's a big. That everything is kind of hinging. The next moves are all kind of hinging on what happens in North Carolina right now. I'm interested to talk about the fraud in Texas.
Theosophy.
I looked at, for example,
I think, don't they think they get powers from like every religion or something, and they make like one religion out of like every religion?
That is exactly because Trump beat Hillary Clinton soundly in Williamson County. Now they have almost double the votes in Williamson County, and somehow Biden is ahead. Literally, so double the votes in Williamson County, and Biden is ahead. Well, so, I mean, there's your hotbed of fraud.
That's just north of Austin. That's where the lakes and all the real nice real estate is. So that's where the Californians are moving to, no doubt. And they're bringing their.
Yeah, but I mean,
sorry, I'm trying to pay attention to this too. Then there's Luciferianism. Luciferianism.
Alex, it's even though it went big for Trump soundly in 2016.
It's a belief system that includes both theistic and atheistic denominations, and is therefore heavily influenced by differing personal beliefs. Considered by many to be a religion and some to be a philosophy or way of life, Luciferianism as a whole has no specific dogma to which its followers adhere. Rather, it encompasses a broad range of beliefs with numerous personal variations ranging from the veneration of a literal deity and the practice of occultism to a secular set of principles that use mythological references as a form of symbolism or cultural tradition.
And we should not get distracted from Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, those are the states that I think, in North Carolina, which control the fate of the president. We could still see a callback of Arizona. I think they've moved prematurely. I'm praying.
Yeah, that's something that I've wondered too. If like Kevin's outside of time.
I'd like to point out too, as I'm kind of micro analyzing Minnesota.
And it's kind of like those of us who are saved are like already in heaven, even though we don't experience that right now.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this.
And there's humanism, these different beliefs, humanism. Well, here's one of the popular cult things we were talking about with Aleister Crowley, and I couldn't think of this. Like the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn.
Minnesota, I think
You heard of that?
Minneapolis has backfired very badly on the Democrats. I still think Minnesota is within our grasp. That is not a state we carried 4 years ago, I don't believe. That would change the overall calculus. All I can tell you right now.
Yeah, it's kind of mind-blowing to think of that, isn't it?
Passed around at Biden headquarters. They know it is.
Somebody posted a verse from Ecclesiastes,
The Maylocks.
and it was like the wise person goes to the right of their heart or something, and the fool goes to the left. And they were applying that to like the right and the left politics. Hitler was a member of the Golden Dawn.
So now they're going
Really?
Plan B, that all these states, it's going to wait big weeks. They're going Plan B right now. That's good news. Shows they didn't try to steal it day one. And hopefully Plan B is being launched. And we can beat that. How do we beat Plan B when they try to keep these states open forever? And the communists are already rioting and running around. I'll make them out.
Look, Donald Trump is still the president until January 20th. He still has extraordinary powers. He has taken an oath to protect the safety and security.
Trump is up 83 points in Nevada right now.
Enemies, both domestic and foreign.
No.
So he has the power to put down an insurrection. Let me be very clear yet again. We renounce violence. We are not for violence. We're Americans. We don't settle things through violence.
Yeah, I can find that verse. I posted it.
They're the ones who burn down cities.
I'll just look at my post.
So I agree, but I mean, obviously people should vote for Trump.
It was Ecclesiastes 10, verse 2. It says, a wise man's heart is at his right hand, but a fool's heart at his left. So it was Ecclesiastes 10:2.
What do you think about that?
I think the president's going to pull.
I actually had it up on my computer still.
My hunch, but again, Alex, I'm a political scientist. I'm not a seer. I'm not a fortune teller. I operate on the basis of information, and as of right now, we still don't have enough of that.
All right, we'll check back with you very soon. Roger Stone of the Stone Cold Truth. Thank you so much, sir.
Great to be with you, Alex.
I wonder if this page says anything about Hitler being in it.
Beyond is off. That's fine. Well, let's get your take. Let's get Owen Schroyer. Let's get.
Well, I'm glad that Roger was honest with people, saying, we don't have the information yet. Because look at Fauci telling us.
Yes,
that
it is.
The virus is going to last at least another year and a half. It's like he does have a crystal ball. But this is why I feel
says 10 years.
Oh yeah. This is why I feel bad about this election and why I'm not certain about it. And that is because we've had all these different places where they have extended it. They said, well, we can keep accepting mail ballots for 7 more days. Everything every scam the Democrats have always used to rig elections.
There was a temple that was founded in Chicago
2 or 3 election days, right?
with this Hermetic.
Some countries, they have elections on a Saturday to give everybody a chance to vote. You could do something like that, but they want to stretch it out for weeks. I saw this happen in North Carolina.
Thought he retired? No.
Make sure you don't have any identification for voters. And now they've added all the drive-through voting.
It has the known or alleged members on here.
And the extension of the election. Every trick in the book has been rolled out on this, except for, I don't know how much electronic voting machine tampering is figuring into this. I mean, they kind of focused on the mail aspect of this time around, but this is why.
I don't know if it says that Hitler was involved in it on the Wikipedia article, but it says Bram Stoker, the guy who did Dracula.
Owen Schroyer, I'm super exhausted at this point. I've been up since 5 a.m. But we're here on air. We love you. Owen Schroyer, Harrison Smith, what's happening?
I have some updates here just from across the nation. Unlawful assembly has been declared in LA, so there are protesters gathering in LA.
William Sharp
DC,
sounds
they're
familiar.
attacking cameramen and members of the press there in DC as things have started to heat up. In terms of the race, we've got Oregon becoming the first U.S. state to decriminalize possession of all drugs, including cocaine and meth, for personal use.
And so with the Hermetic order, they got Hermeticism.
Yeah, Hunter Biden moving to Oregon, perhaps.
It's a religious and philosophical tradition based primarily upon writings attributed to Hermes. These writings have greatly influenced Western esoteric tradition.
Then either Pennsylvania or Michigan, and then it's over. And he's currently leading in all.
I got esotericism.
Texas has been called by Fox News, CNN, Ohio, both for Trump.
Esotericism.
Are looking good there, and I mean, as far as I can tell, the return numbers have basically stalled out. Florida's at 96%, Texas 88%, Pennsylvania 54%.
And I have hedonism.
30 minutes, and they've all stayed at that.
I guess that's the belief of just pleasure of self.
Or things are taking a little bit longer. But everything seems to have sort of slowed down here on this razor's edge.
And you know, that's the question I have, Harrison, is that if you've got this open-ended thing where they can keep bringing in mail ballots, I mean, how do they, is that?
It's crazy with all the mail-in ballots and everything.
It's in the mail. You know, the election is in the mail.
Just changing things.
We have Robert Barnes retweets this. Pennsylvania already saying it's going to take longer than anticipated to count their ballots, not on pace to finish by Friday. So they're expecting not to get results from Pennsylvania until at least Friday, at the earliest Friday.
And by the way, I wanted to Barnes on tonight anyway, so let's get him on. But
yeah, it says they're planning on not getting results in Pennsylvania until Friday. That's absolutely insane. How is this possible?
They're going to say it's ambiguous. We don't know. I mean, how can you say what percentage of the votes are? You always see that.
What is this crap? Wait until Friday crap.
Because they've got these ballots out there. We've got new people that are showing up in the country all the time. They're allowed to vote. What is the 100% number? It seems like that's an open-ended thing as well as the ending date.
So, Owen, what is the latest numbers?
Well, as of right now, I think that, again, we're watching the next returns that we get from North Carolina are going to be very telling. We haven't really had updated numbers in North Carolina for a while. The next numbers we get.
Didn't retire, Isaiah. Sorry, I'm not saying much.
We can declare Trump.
I don't know.
It's been a while since we've had updated numbers, but
I'm telling you from watching these things that in these urban areas that are going to go Democrat.
Should look more at Ecclesiastes.
Like, show me your hand. Okay, how many more things have called up the guy who's got the voting machine on the back of his trunk?
These are all things that I wanted to look more into eventually at some point.
These urban areas everywhere I've been. I lived in North Carolina. I think that's what they're going to do.
early returns in Nevada, which are still very early, we'll have to watch Nevada. The 6 electoral votes could be inconsequential, could be very important. But a path to victory for Trump could be, a combination of a couple different things right now. But it's obvious.
But the point is, last year.
Yeah, Ecclesiastes almost seems kind of deeper than Proverbs.
We kind of knew by now what was happening. When did we know Trump was winning 4 years ago? What was it?
No, it was. It was. No, it was.
No, it was about midnight.
Yeah, it was earlier than that. But you didn't have this whole thing about extending the deadline by 3 days. And
Ecclesiastes 1:10. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It hath been already of old time, which was before us.
This vote by mail
So
has created a lot of
nothing new.
opportunity to create chaos and confusion.
The name Josh Shapiro is going to be a household name in the next 45 hours. That's the Attorney General of Pennsylvania. He's a criminal. He was engaged in illegal electioneering in Philadelphia. He didn't allow ballot watchers and poll watchers into polling locations in Philadelphia. The Attorney General of Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro, is a criminal, and he needs to be seriously investigated for what he's doing in Pennsylvania. If he didn't have these BS mail-in ballots, they'd probably have to call Pennsylvania for Trump tonight.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, he's been all over the news. Like, we're gonna count everybody.
Let's just say Louisiana voters approve Amendment 1, no constitutional right to abortion.
That was going after after General Clinton, he makes a declaration because he's the Lord. He says they're
So what, did Louisiana like ban abortion or something altogether?
Every mail-in ballot is tabulated and counted. So I mean, look, I think everybody knows the writing on the wall. We're gonna have to wait and see some final numbers here, but it's looking like a Trump victory. So they're just gonna say, wait, no, you can't declare. So it's everything we predicted. It's pathetic. These people are so predictable in their criminal behavior that we can sit here
I agree,
and they
Alex.
do
So
it anyway.
let's walk through the numbers. Oh my God, Steven Crowder is literally on video right now in the live feed. We're about to go to him right now and get his take on all of this. Louder with Crowder is ready to go to us. We're supposed to have him on 11:30, right? Is he ready right now? Oh, he's ready right now.
You know, the thing is, Trump has done so
I can't
well.
tell. It's like distorted audio I get. Is Steven Crowder ready to go on with us? All right, he's almost ready. Go ahead, David.
Called Montana for Trump. It looks like Georgia has been called for Trump by a couple media outlets. Trump wins Georgia. Fox has actually called back its Arizona call.
You were talking about that.
Oh, it was Roger that was talking.
Roger said,
Yeah,
"I'll
Roger
call
said.
back."
And here's a statement about Arizona. They say it's far too early to call the election in Arizona. Election day votes are not fully reported, and we haven't even started.
Okay, let's go to Steven Crowder right now. We'll go back to you guys. Steven Crowder, we appreciate you being with us at 11:12 Central Time, Texas time.
Hey,
We're
screw
in the
you. I
Central-
appreciate you being with me. Yeah, I'm not on your show. You're on my show. Can I say? I don't know. Yours is broadcast on the radio.
Oh,
too,
say
so I
you
can't.
piece of filth.
Okay, you piece of glorious filth. I was just saying, and sorry, I had to brush my teeth because we don't have these commercial breaks here.
I love like the camaraderie between Trump voters, all the different conservatives getting together.
Sorry, you can't. And so I said that's wrong. Even
We've been praying today, Isaiah. I've been praying and recorded those prayers.
Who don't support you afterwards. So I'm glad to have you on here tonight. And what is the best site, Alex, for people who are tuning into my stream here?
That would be
Trump up by 100,000 votes in Wisconsin.
ElectionNight.news. But listen, you're here with us. We love you. Your bet, is Trump winning? Is Trump losing? I think Trump's winning. Put it on the line.
Yeah, so I did a whole kind of breakdown early on in the show with early voting and with the percentage of the early vote and what kind of.
They're on each other's stream right now.
Right about all of it except for Arizona, which seems to me like there was a little bit of an early call. Arizona's a little bit tough because there have been some serious demographic changes. But right now, I think one thing Alex Jones and everybody else sort of gets wrong is what's going on in that quarterback here? Okay, what's going on here is Joe Biden needs to run the board. People like Donald Trump does. Donald Trump, he just needs to win Michigan or Pennsylvania, and then he can win any of the other. He can win Wisconsin and Michigan. He can win Wisconsin and Pennsylvania. Joe Biden, even at this point, let's assume he does win Arizona, he needs to win Michigan and Pennsylvania, the big, or he needs to win Minnesota, Wisconsin, and then Michigan or Pennsylvania. So there are still fewer options for Joe Biden at this point. And I will say this, I don't know, and this could go either way. It doesn't change what I do. What I do, my problem is with the media, right? No one's going to be making a highlight reel out of me because I'm going to light up a nice cigar either way. But I am surprised to see Donald Trump outpunting his coverage from 2016 in Philadelphia and seeing how he's doing better with black men, black women, Latinos, and we haven't had the same kind of demographic shifts in Pennsylvania that we saw in Arizona.
I could share this stream.
It's anyone's game, but it does bode well for him. Gun to my head, I still bet that Donald Trump wins.
I hope that's the case. Steven Crowder is here with us on election.
What do you think?
No, I mean, I am not the mathematician like you are, but I'm seeing some of the same numbers you're seeing. What do you think is going to happen if Trump wins versus Trump loses? What does Trump need to do if he wins? I'm seeing some of the same numbers you're saying. What do you think is going to happen if he wins?
Okay, blah, blah, blah.
On the ground in D.C. who will be checking in with apparently pallets of bricks have been appearing like power-ups in Mario 3 out of nowhere. So I think if Donald Trump actually, if he wins, I think he actually needs to probably move pretty quickly in quelling any civil unrest. And I don't mean quelling any protests, that's fine, but civil unrest that could harm fellow Americans.
You mean quelling murder and burning and death?
Primarily, yes. Yeah, exactly. I have no problem if someone wants to go out with their signs and, shout that someone's a racist or wave a shaman stick over some poppies. That doesn't bother me one bit. But if they start burning down a Walgreens, I think Donald Trump's going to need to stop that pretty quickly. If Joe Biden wins, I think there's still going to be right. Here's the thing: in Los Angeles and Beverly Hills, right, they're boarding up their shops, and that's obviously not because of Trump supporters, right? What is so shocking to me? I shouldn't say shocking, but what is very difficult for me to comprehend is that these places, right? They oppose Donald Trump, and they're boarding up their stores like Austin. When has anyone ever boarded up a store because they're afraid of quote unquote the Proud Boys? No, they know who's rioting and looting, and they know that if Donald Trump wins this in a fair election, that they can expect their own stuff to be burned down. Please kill me last. Well, okay.
By the way, Steven Crowder, are you wearing a shoulder holster right now?
I am wearing a shoulder holster right now. I'm wearing the same shoulder holster that I wore at Jared Foster's there in Austin. Yeah, it's an old 357 Magnum. That's a 7-shot or 8-shot actually. Just because I wanted to go classic. I wanted to go old dirty hairy look. I know that you're probably carrying a firearm, but it's probably in the waistband. I said this earlier to Ben Shapiro, the Daily Wire folks. The reason I wear it is my wife likes suspenders, but I'm not Larry King. And I came home one day in this.
I was trying to think of Larry King's name the other day. We were talking about Franklin Graham and stuff, like that Billy Graham interview with Larry King.
Machine gun belts and like hand grenades. My wife gets so excited.
Just don't dirty talk and tell her to pull the pin.
What is that giant bottle of liquor you got right there?
Well, because I would say it's a Wild Fowl 102 because they're not a sponsor, but it's nice. I actually haven't had that much to drink tonight. I was planning on it when Donald Trump won, but I haven't been doing that. Seems to me like you guys might have been doing a little bit of drinking tonight.
I think I've had a couple drinks,
I've been drinking. I never know with you, Alex, because sometimes you're like, I'll talk with you, like, yeah, maybe we can go. You're like, no, I'm not drinking anymore. Stop. My sleep is better. Then you're like, So I never know.
These boys are drunk.
I did like 4 months last year. I'm drinking less than 30 pounds. But let's get serious.
I'm probably gonna crack open a Monster in a little bit.
How epic is this?
Probably won't even wake me up anymore.
Like, is Trump gonna win? Like, what are the latest numbers? I want to hear it. I just want to be here with Steven Crowder. And we've got Owen Schroyer in the video. I mean, what's the latest numbers? What's happening right now?
Well, I don't know what's going on. Is there anything that's new that's developed there? Hold on, Brett the Bandit is here with me.
I guess Fox News was calling like Virginia early and stuff. People were not happy about that.
The AP did call Minnesota for Biden.
Okay.
But, that's how it was looking anyway.
Okay, so Minnesota's gone to Biden. That doesn't really necessarily surprise me.
Yeah, that's what Robert showed on like 20 minutes ago. It's like, I think Arizona's preemptive. They came out and down Arizona's not sure, right?
Yeah. Some places are saying that Arizona is preemptive, but it doesn't seem like anyone is saying that it was called wrong. They were saying that it might have been called a little bit too soon. Listen, I don't know that that's necessarily foul play. I just think people are eager to try and call something first. So it really does come down to Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. And if Donald Trump wins 2 of those, he wins. It really is. Listen, it's anyone's game. They haven't called Iowa, as far as I know. That's obviously Donald Trump. And they haven't called North Carolina or Georgia.
It says Delaware just elected the first U.S. trans senator.
Trump wins. What do they do? Like, what's their victory dance versus their defeat event?
I don't want to jinx it, but I'm glad how the stream's been working.
It's similar, only no hat. They just dance on Mexico.
That makes sense. So what's
They just stomp. Why do they just stomp people? That's what they do. I don't think it really matters. I think maybe they might put Eddie Haskell and put on a nice face for a couple of days if Joe Biden wins. But I think it's pretty tough, to put that genie back in the bottle when people are ready to burn stuff down right now. If Trump wins, I think there's still going to be some destruction. I come from Montreal. Where listen, if the Montreal Canadiens won the Stanley Cup, our city rioted.
So what happens if Trump wins?
If Trump wins, I expect there to be some significant violence in this.
You're absolutely right, because they want power.
You hear about the pallets of bricks showing up places already?
They're going to do it. The only question is how bad is it going to be?
Yeah, I don't know how bad it's going to be, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if this if it dwarfed the kind of riots that we've seen over the year of 2020. or I guess I should say early in the year in 2020, over the course of the next
Crowder, I
couple
gotta
of
say,
years.
I agree with you. You can't.
Yeah,
have
I
a
hate it. I
gallon
don't
of
want
whiskey.
that to be the case.
You can't have a gallon of whiskey on your desk without taking the top off and rating at least 5 ounces right now. If you don't,
I can't do it. Whoa. I can't do it. I'm carrying, Alex. I'm not going to commit a crime. You should know better.
Oh, you're concealed carrying under Texas law, but you're not driving a vehicle though.
I'm not driving a vehicle, and technically I'm open carrying. So you know what? All right.
That's right.
Alex just told him to take a drink.
I'm not going to
I talked him into it.
5 ounces because I have to finish a broadcast here, Alex.
You're gonna do a great job. This is what everybody.
I'll do- Thank you. You know what?
$100. That's probably five shots. Okay.
That's probably 5 shots. I wish that we had those big ice cubes, so them dilute over the course of the show. Yeah, I thought we had some.
Just pour like a coffee mug full of like 102% alcohol. Oh, that's disgusting.
Hey, see, there's a little bit in there. Now, keep in mind, Joe Rogan act the way you just did for 2 reasons. 1, Gentleman Jack sucks. 2, I understand that you have my best interest at heart. I
wanna
feel
get
like Joe
drunk with you
Rogan
right
just
now.
wanted to argue with me
I
about
love you.
pot.
I love you.
But I think that you just want me to have a good time.
The truth is,
All right,
Steve, we're gonna get married.
Oh, hey, by the way, Alex,
Wow.
did you read that Bloomberg article, by the way, that came out?
No, which one?
I think Isaiah's abandoned me, huh?
There was this Bloomberg article that came out that
Hopefully the stream's still working. I'm thinking that it is. But maybe you're busy. That's cool.
I disagree with Alex Jones a whole lot, but obviously he's an interesting character, and I don't like the doggy pile, and so I feel compelled to have him on. And then in the article, it just said Steven Crowder said he was an interesting character. So if it comes down to it, I've got the full phone call recorded. I actually was quite
I
nice.
disagree with me a lot. I just love your show. I watch you on my TV. I like go to your channel. We watch it with the kids. So I watch you every day. So I'm like, I know you. So I don't care if you attack me. I deserve to be attacked.
No, but the point is, Alex, I didn't attack it. This whole piece was I was going on.
This
Maybe Alex needs to know.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Because you are an interesting character.
I believe it. So.
Yeah, you are an interesting character. You know that. But that's not an insult. You are a character. And I don't mean you're playing a character. It's like you're a character. You're a guy.
We're all a character. So, gut level, is Trump going to be president tomorrow morning?
There you go. Gut level, yes.
I agree.
What do you think? Okay, good.
He better be. My God. If that corpse is the president, people buy into that.
I tell you what, I tried to watch a full Biden rally. I don't mean
Trump wins Montana.
Everybody's like, oh, it's out of context. I've sat there like 5 or 6 times and watched like an hour. It's worse than the clips. It's like, what the hell is this?
And I tell you what, I know that you've had a few, Alex, and you're still far more articulate than Joe Biden when he when he's on speed. By the way, right now they're saying I'm seeing him make a statement shortly. So I wonder what that's about. Please don't tell me he's saying I'm going to pull the screw with Carmella. I can't come on, but I want her to give me
this morning in Axios, he said, I'm going to assert power and declare myself the winner, and the media is going to declare me the winner. So we're about to see history right now, Crowder. Actually, see
oh my God.
Today, okay?
Okay, well that's fair. So you haven't had any domesticated fowl 102,
and Joe Biden's not a traitor. I've never had one drink in my life, and Joe Biden is not a traitor.
Must be Wild Turkey 101. I think he's saying domesticated fowl 102 is not sponsored. So Wild Turkey 101. That was like one of the worst drinks that I ever drank before. I remember drinking shots of that warm. Stuff is
well,
strong.
it's kind of interesting. He was talking about the demographics, and I've talked about this before in terms
It's rum.
of vetting electronic voting. The electronic voting started in Venezuela. There's a couple of pals of Hugo Chavez that set up the first electronic voting company that got big, Smartmatic. And one of the things that the U.S. State Department does, we've got one organization that does the exit polls throughout the whole United States, right? And they decide what they're going to report. And they will give a demographic breakdown, which is what Steven Crowder was pointing out. But what they don't do is they don't tell you what the vote totals are, on the exit polls, just the total votes. In other words, they'll say, this percentage of females went for this candidate. this percentage of blacks or Hispanics or whatever, they'll give you that kind of demographic crosstab, but they won't give you a total, because what the State Department does to look at a dishonest vote is to do exit polls and then compare that to reported votes. And if it's more than, I think the number is like 4%, they say this is a rigged election. So they never do that in the United States. You certainly aren't going to see it in this.
How's it going, Isaiah? I was wondering where you went. It's
like that at all.
making me wonder if my stream was just messed up, but I figured you're probably busy. I think I'm gonna go grab a Monster, and I got some cookies that are like terrible from Walmart to snack on, but probably gonna end up throwing all of them away because they taste terrible. I'm gonna use the restroom. Actually, I'll be back.
I don't know. I mean, we just had the clock exchange, so I'm not sure. Are we +5 or +6?
All right, let's do this. Let's bring in Owen Schroyer, Harrison Smith with David Knight, latest numbers. And there goes Owen up to his computer.
So let me just tell you right now, in any other situation, Trump would already be declared the winner in Pennsylvania. He's surging ahead. He's got a huge lead in Pennsylvania. So unless every mail-in ballot ever cast in the history of Pennsylvania is for Biden, I don't know how Trump doesn't win Pennsylvania. But, here's what I think. The reason why Biden's about to make a statement, because it's his bedtime. He can't be up much later. So he's going to come out and make a statement so he can go to bed, because he knows they're not going to be able to call this election for another week at the pace it's at. Now, here's what's interesting. Trump's still ahead in Georgia. I don't know what's going on in North Carolina. Guys, give me North Carolina here, the numbers. Don't zoom in.
And by the way, Fox and others have called Florida, right?
Yeah, Florida is Trump. Texas is Trump. We'll wait and see if they call Georgia Trump, but he has a strong lead there. I think it's safe to say. Wisconsin is tight, but
I bought these cookies from Walmart, and I thought they looked kind of nice, but they were like the worst cookies I've probably had. I don't know why. They smell like Play-Doh, and I think they kind of taste like wax or something. There's some in here that are like chocolate. I think I already ate all the good ones. I'm probably going to throw these away. I'm going to try to eat a couple. You don't got nothing to chew on? You can always chew on your fingernails. I should make some popcorn.
For whatever reason, we're waiting to see what happens in North Carolina. It's so tight.
God. Kind of like a sugar freak, though. Chocolate. I need to slow down.
Michigan, he's ahead in. That's his path to victory, and he can declare victory tonight. So I think what they're going to do is they're going to come out and have Biden make a statement. Oh, we can't call it. Good night for Biden. And then Trump will probably come out if they announce North Carolina and Georgia, Michigan, Wisconsin for Trump. Trump will come out maybe in an hour and make a victory speech.
So, and make that prediction. What do you think this big Biden announcement is going to be?
I think he's just going to make the announcement that, we can't declare a winner tonight, and it's been nice, and they'll do a whole fluff of how great he is and everything, and then he'll go to bed. That's all it is. It's all just an act.
Owen Schroyer says he thinks like in an hour, Trump will come out with a victory speech, possibly. But he thinks that Biden will come out and say that we can't declare a winner tonight.
These people are a joke.
This is malarkey. I think that's one thing that Biden got right. This is the malarkey. Spokesperson.
Look at this person. It's like a joke. It's like a diaper.
It's one of the Biden people is like wearing a mask, and then he has like the microphone in front of it. It looks silly. Can't really see it
When we look at this,
from the
they can just
stream.
keep rolling this thing. And of course, the President Trump.
Let's turn him on. Let's hear what the walrus man has to say.
President
Turn it
Trump
up.
comes out. They
Turn it on. Let's hear this.
No, he's not talking about.
What the hell is this? Like a kook in a freaking mask? I mean, what the hell is this? Like, this is what we've become?
Yeah,
It's like people posing as like Secret Service with a fake Kamala Harris.
it's the lockdown election. And earlier in the day,
So I got to ask out of curiosity, Isaiah, how old are you?
Joe Scarborough said that if Trump came on, they weren't going to put him on. So, but we can have Biden come out.
But talk about absurdist. Like, what is, look at this dude. I mean, this is what we turned into. Like, this is collectively. Just put him on screen. The last thing you'll ever see is this. This is the end of America. Like, what the hell is that? He's wearing a mask. I'm a dirty human. I'm bad. Everyone hates me. I'm poisonous. I'm wearing a mask. I'm bad. I'm bad. I get the American flags already. Oh, look, we're Americans. Oh, we're nice. I mean, and then this guy has to sit up there in a clown mask. Like, I mean, and we buy into it. We go along with it. We deserve it all.
Yeah. He's got a ponytail, too.
What matters is the man bun.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm pretty like a trillion years. I'm in hell, right? In prison. Like, I just sit here with that dude wearing a mask forever. Let's go back to it. Actually, this is my whole future. Go back to it. This mumbling. Listen to the audio. This is hell. He's all trying to square up, look like real. He's like, oh, let me act really real here right now.
This is weird, whatever they're watching. The Biden campaign.
I've got a microphone in front of my face, and I'm here. And oh, look, oh, Joe's coming up. Oh my gosh.
Joe's going to make a speech.
Yeah, this is fun. Like,
Did you notice, like, even Don Lemon wears a mask on TV now? It's like,
Maybe not.
we're all dead. We're all evil. Look, he's back. Look at these freaking clowns, man. I mean, look at these people. You talk about a cult, David. Thank God every millisecond here.
Yeah.
And look, they don't care.
Man.
They're like battling about politics and everybody. Here, go ahead and turn this up.
Polling was now absolutely correct. Based on polling, it looked like there were all kinds of different paths we could get there.
Excuse me, sorry.
Path is the path that they were most focused on. Give this campaign credit.
The untrue path. Oh, we have all these satellite feeds.
yeah, this is like,
We have one satellite group. This is I swear you can watch it all day in my office. I've got it in my office. I can look at Fox, CNN, like 100 channels. They'll be like going, the stuff they always takes is broken.
oh yeah, I had a friend that I used to work with back in the 80s, and he used to get direct satellite feeds. And the stuff that you'd see, like the
Well, listen to it. Here, go ahead, listen to it.
Crossing for Joe Biden, and also in that Senate race where it does,
It's a little ranger right there. It's like wiping it down. Oh, we're all dirty. Oh, let's wipe it all down.
They're having a good old time over here. That's why I like watching the stream.
yeah, I'm just so tired of this mass stuff.
Listen to it.
Senator McCain may be the thing that
They don't even care. They're on a live satellite feed. They're just talking shit. Don't play that. They're talking all this crap. They're like on TV all over. They don't care, man. Because they don't know what's going to follow. They can be Russian agents. They can be Chinese agents. They can be globalists. They can do it. They can be pedophiles. No one does anything to them. They have get out of jail free cards.
Yeah.
other places have already called Arizona for Joe Biden that governing his power without a doubt. And so that's one.
And listen, the woman mic'd up doesn't know she's on air. She's gibbering and doesn't even know she's mic'd up.
And I bet she doesn't know that we're feeding it out either.
They don't care. Like, because they have no, it's like, who cares what we do? Yeah.
It relates to the state of Minnesota. Now, it has been too early to call there. It remains too early to call in the state of Minnesota, but NBC is now adding the characterization.
Where's Rachel Maddow? They got a Rachel Maddow feed.
Oh my God, Joe must be here.
So this is Joe's headquarters where they're doing Rachel Maddow. Going for.
And that's Trump supporters outside honking. You know,
You're all honking at Biden's thing, and Alex is like, that's
everywhere
Trump supporters honking at
There's There's Mayor Lightfoot.
Every library address in every county.
Let's do it. Crank it up.
This is someone who's very close to her city. She is very confident about what the results will be in Minnesota, and I believe it.
Owen Schroyer, how surreal is this? Waiting for Biden's bizarre
Here's
state.
the craziness. What is that, like DC or something?
I don't know where.
In the basement.
He's probably in Pennsylvania or Delaware. He can't travel too far.
It's live from Joe Biden's basement.
They're saying that Georgia's in trouble.
This is like hell on earth. We've literally entered hell. So Owen, we'll go back just in a minute. What do you make of this?
Again, we can't see what you guys are seeing in there. Is that the Joe Biden about to celebrate?
Yeah, it's just horns honking. Everybody's surrounding him, I guess.
Empty
Yeah,
program.
he'll probably go into a seizure and die if they keep that up. They should probably calm down. I don't think the old man can handle it. We do have some updates, though. It does appear that Biden is going to win Minnesota. I think we can go ahead and declare that. They're saying that he's going to win Arizona. We haven't seen any new returns in Arizona, but they are claiming he's going to win Arizona, which is odd to see that Trump would lose Arizona like that. That is a real strange thing
That's cool, man.
to see there. Still don't have much coming
Yeah,
out of
I like
that.
Steven Crowder.
Early returns showed Trump.
Alex had him take some shots of his drink, so might be a little bit lit now.
Georgia's close. They haven't declared it
I
yet.
was 23 10 years ago.
Gonna go Trump. Same with Wisconsin.
You got any brothers or sisters that live with you?
Again, any other night you would declare Trump victorious in Pennsylvania.
Or at all, I guess. I'm an only child, so.
He needs Pennsylvania.
He doesn't need Pennsylvania, but he needs everything else if he doesn't get Pennsylvania. If they don't take Pennsylvania tonight, he has to take Wisconsin, Michigan, North Carolina, and Georgia. Where's he? In Wisconsin and North Carolina and Georgia. But he can take those four states and not even need Pennsylvania. But he's got the biggest lead in Pennsylvania than any of the other states.
Harrison Smith, what do you say?
Yeah, I have to agree with all of that. It's interesting what some places have
Cool,
decided to
younger
declare Minnesota,
brother.
while others haven't. Of course, you have Florida and Georgia. Some people are calling for Trump, other people aren't. Ohio's been called for Trump. Iowa's been called for
Did
Trump.
he vote too?
It looks like it's up in the air. You know, you ask to predict.
Owen Schroyer just said it's still close in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Georgia.
And it's like, well, we're scoring,
And
well, offense is good, defense is good.
he said Trump's looking the best in Pennsylvania.
Our quarterback's leg in the fourth quarter, so you can't really predict that. So it's like, well,
But I saw something about they're saying that Biden's going to win Georgia.
But who knows what sort of
That's messed
shenanigans
up.
they're getting up to in Pennsylvania and elsewhere.
I don't
They're
know.
just waiting to roll out the thousands of mysteriously gathered ballots.
My great. So when do we find out what's going to happen?
Yeah, it's really incredible.
Well, you know, I think what Crowder had to say in terms of riots, they're going to riot if Trump is declared the winner. They're going to also riot, as I said, the same thing, same sports analogy. I said, you know, you look at these various places, they tear the town up if they win, they tear the town up if they lose. And that's what these guys are going to do. When you look at all of the pictures that people are sending me all over the country, all these different stacks of bricks and the lumber shortages as they bring everything up. And so we've got a construction boom going on here, right? If the broken window fallacy was a real thing, we'd be looking at another economic.
I agree. So does Trump win or lose tonight? Owen Schroyer.
Look, I'm confident enough to say Trump's won. But again, why we're not calling Pennsylvania is
Cardi B smokes 3 cigarettes at once while watching the election.
I will say Biden will take Minnesota.
Yeah, that is pretty strange. I don't know how it works, if it's because of population or whatever, but it's like Trump like gets like all those states, but they're not worth any points. But then, you know, like Florida and Texas are like worth the most points, I think, that Trump gets.
He was caught in illegal electioneering today in Philadelphia. This guy shouldn't even be allowed to control the results of the Pennsylvania election. But that's what he's doing. But look, eventually, Joe Biden's going to come out and say, oh, he didn't even declare himself the winner.
That Cardi B woman smokes 3 cigarettes at once.
So I'm exhausted.
At
I go to sleep in my office for 2 hours. I'm like that.
being anxious. What in the world? Oh, now it's playing some kind of ad on the phone.
In
Oh
2
well.
hours, they're going to have to make an announcement in Georgia and North Carolina. There's no way they can just delay it.
So what do you think Joe Biden's announcement's going to be?
I won and I'm going to bed.
It's going to be the John Podesta of 2016. The John Podesta coming out and saying, "Go home, everyone. We'll talk to you tomorrow." I think that's going to be about it.
Here he comes.
Here he is.
Oh, turn this
Comes
up.
Joe Biden, they said.
Wearing the diaper. Here we go. Turn it up. Oh my gosh, this is the wife wearing the mask. She has like military apples on the mask.
This is commendable. We knew this was going to go long, but who knew we're going to go into maybe tomorrow morning, maybe even longer. But look,
Yeah, who knew?
we feel good about where we are. We really do.
We really do. Can you imagine if they didn't
Joe Biden's talking now. Says we feel good about where we are. Could go in tomorrow or longer.
No, you're not.
We knew because of the unprecedented early vote, the mail-in vote.
Yeah, he's
All that honking and stuff's ridiculous.
We have to be patient until we.
Everybody's got to be socially distanced.
And it ain't over till every vote is counted. Every ballot is counted.
It's all Hillary talk. We put 80 million fake ballots out. We're going to count.
But we're feeling good.
Listen, all the that's Trump supporters are besieged them.
Alex keeps saying that the honking is Trump supporters besieging him.
We also just called it for Minnesota, and we're still in the game in Georgia.
Oh,
That's
God.
not what we expected.
Oh.
We're feeling real good about Wisconsin.
Now shut up. Get off my screen.
You're behind you.
You've already lost.
It's going to take time to count the votes. We're going to win Pennsylvania.
He just looks evil, man. Like it.
Philly, Allegheny County, Scranton. They're really encouraged by the turnout and what they see. Look, we can know the results.
He's definitely had blood
early
transfusions.
tomorrow
That's fucked
morning.
up.
But it may take a little longer, as I've said all along. It's not
Alex said he's had blood transfusions.
That's the decision of the American people. But I'm optimistic about this outcome.
What's that smile? This keeps like he's Alzheimer's personified. Pretty much. Dementia.
The whole team, man.
Huh, he doesn't even know who he's talking to. His wife has to be on the stage with him telling him what to say.
Everyone who participated in this democratic process. I'm grateful to all my supporters here in Delaware and all across the nation. Thank you.
This is
thank
amazing.
You, thank you. And folks,
I'm going to
you
bed.
heard me say it before. Every time I walk out of my grandpa's house up in Scranton, he'd yell, Joey, keep the faith. And my grandmama, she's alive, you'll know, Joey, spread it. Keep the faith, guys.
Okay, so what's happened is that we're going to go plan A, announcing the winner.
Keep the faith. We're gonna win this. Yeah.
So then we're going to announce it at the meeting. If that failed, this is held up. Now they're going to hold up these states that they're about to lose. They're going plan B right now.
Yeah.
Plan B, folks.
And Trump's not going to allow to do what he just did.
Yeah, Trump can't come out and talk. Which time?
See, you asked earlier, what do we do? What do we tell Trump to do? Well, I think
Man.
all of this, even the lockdown. And again, everybody says it's about the economy. But
Did your brother vote, Isaiah?
the economy. The lockdown has affected the way this election
Yeah, it's not the virus killing people.
Sorry for being kind of quiet.
That's right. And
Just trying to take in all this stuff.
with the fact that they didn't just run an information war or propaganda war, they did a blitzkrieg war.
I keep looking to see what's going on.
I made the
Up to
analogy
date
to
here.
the fact that during World War I, they had
Trump sent out a tweet saying they're trying to steal the election. We are up big, but they're trying to steal the election. We will never let them do it. Votes cannot be cast after the polls are closed.
Advance in the aircraft. We've seen that kind of technological advance.
And
That's why they've been able to do the lockdown
until we realize that we can defeat it.
That's right.
You got to realize you're under attack.
And you've got to stop this lock of the corporate media on the public square. And the problem is is that when Trump did his garden party about free speech and stuff, he had there the Heritage Foundation, the Cato Institute, the biggest conservative, the biggest libertarian think tanks that are out there are pushing the idea.
Biden's speech is mind-boggling.
Step on the toes of these corporations that have stolen
These corporations are bigger than government.
That's right.
He's putting out the new talking point that it will take a long time to count all the votes. The fix is in. This is insane. Hopefully it's called tonight.
Exactly. And so they're, the government can have plausible deniability that they don't really want.
Sure, they created Frankenstein.
Exactly.
Let's go to Sawyer and of course.
I think it's pretty promising. I think that there's hope. I think that there's,
I couldn't sleep last night.
I don't know. I think that there's more.
4 a.m. I'm exhausted.
I mean, I think Christians are kind of
What do you make of this?
Yeah,
they're probably,
I gotta say, the Biden speech, I mean,
I don't know how many Christians there are in America. I mean, probably less than half. They're probably kind of the minority. But conservatives are growing.
whispering like, hey, Joe.
No, but he was supposed to.
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of Christians in America, though.
But look, Trump just put out a tweet saying,
Dang it.
trying to steal this election.
Should have talked your brother into it. He doesn't have his ID. Yeah.
Saying, I will be making a statement tonight, a big win. So look, I mean, again, because we're just sitting here dealing with the Democrats raping us politically. We just have to sit here and take.
Donald Trump also tweeted, I will be making a statement tonight, a big win.
He's going to win Michigan. He's going to win Pennsylvania. He's already.
What do you think about the Christians in America? I mean, I'm feeling pretty good. Oh no. Can't see what's going on now. Crap.
So no, Trump can never win. I mean, it's just sick. Trump better come out tonight and say, you know what? We're going to go ahead and just arrest Joe Biden. I mean, seriously, you want to get this guy out of the way? We know of all the crimes. We know of all the payouts. This is sick. It's sick.
By the way, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Joe Biden lecture us on an election that he's stealing, as he's stolen millions of dollars.
It's still going. Hello. This is crazy. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Probably killed your ears. So my computer does this sometimes where like the screen blacks out, and if I cancel out of this,
if they allow him to put out something like that, I'll take it down.
I agree. You've been fighting so long, David. Don't you just want this to be over?
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be over, but it's not going to be over.
oh wait, that's not the, where's the chat at?
How long, Harrison Smith, does this go on?
I don't know. And honestly, I've not been really that nervous throughout the whole night. I've been pretty
They'll
sure
give us
Trump's
the
gonna win that
South
speech.
because
I
irony,
feel like, okay,
but we
why
have
would they
nicer
say
weather.
this if he's just going to be humiliated in the morning? What does he know? What do they know?
Yeah, I'd be on the
And
Trump
that-
side
that speech actually
if the
made me a
country
little nervous
split.
because,
I'm wondering if I should restart my computer and restart the stream, or otherwise I have to do it kind of awkwardly because, well, maybe I can do it. Let's see. I just had to, it's harder for me to tell if the stream's still going now, kind of. Let's see.
It can be blatant fraud, but we're not going to be able to say it, or we're all going to be kicked off of Twitter. We're not going to be able to complain about it, or post proof of it, or post articles breaking it down, because anybody that does will be immediately eliminated by big tech. So I'm very concerned now, especially with Donald Trump saying they're trying to steal the election, with steal in all caps.
Yeah, the president is telling us this is happening. This is an unbelievable moment.
They'll give us the South because irony.
I totally agree with Ellen. We're sitting here just being robbed blind, and I feel impotent to do anything about it. God, we can only hope that Donald Trump has his minions on the ground finding out about this, and like Owen said, just arrest the.
Wait, are they blocking Trump's tweet now?
I actually haven't seen his able to come down, and they're still coming down. In fact, he just put another tweet out right now. We are up big, but they're trying to steal the election. We will never let them do it. Votes cannot be cast after the polls are closed. So who knows what they're
Sorry, I'm kind of messing around with my computer now.
That's where there's some criminal activity is going on in North Carolina right now. They're going to try to delay.
I'm going to try to just keep this stream going, but
they may just have to sacrifice Michigan and Wisconsin because Trump is doing so well there. We'll see what happens in Nevada and Arizona. It's projected to go to Biden, but it's going to be Going to come down to Georgia, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania, I believe. And just watch out, man. The Democrats, boots on the ground, engage in criminal behavior right now to steal the election. Trump knows it. You asked Alex, when is this going to be in? It's going to be over when the criminals are put in.
No, I don't think I've ever heard of Doug Perry. Who's that? What in the world is this? Oh, it's back now. That's weird. Okay, so if I wait long enough, it pops back. For some reason, the browser that I use, like, or it might be. I don't know if it's like the video card or the browser, but oh my god, at least it came back. Now I can see what's going on. Who's Doug Perry?
10 tomorrow night. Yeah, not tonight, but tomorrow night. And so I think that
Did they just shut down Crowder?
Nearly as well as they thought that they would do. So I think what's going to happen is I think you're going to see them harvesting ballots for the next 2 or 3 days. And then it's going to be a legal fight, like President Trump is talking about.
Oh my goodness!
Continue to vote after the polls are closed. So there's going to be a lot of fighting about the extension of the deadline. That's where the legal warfare is going to be. They're going to try to distinguish.
Service Christie. I don't think that I know about him. What about him?
Be keeping adding on to this for a couple more days, and so that's why we can't really say what's going to happen with this, because we've now and again it goes back to the lockdown. The lockdown trashed the economy, trashed 100,000 small businesses, and trashed this election. And, so now we have, chaos and a dumpster fire.
Someone says Trump up big in Nevada.
Wow. I mean, just think about the Project Veritas revelations in Minneapolis, in San Antonio.
They're both people that are on YouTube.
Overwhelming amount of fraud that has been caught on tape. Have any of those people been arrested? Have any of them
Sinless
been punished? I mean,
perfection people.
It was a landslide today. She won, 98%.
I was trying to see what Crowder went down, but he came back up.
Blatant fraud. This is blatant electioneering.
It's a total validation of the criminal takeover.
Nothing is being done. Absolutely nothing. So maybe it comes out that it looks like Joe Biden, won within a week or so, and Donald Trump has just a few months to literally arrest.
Borderline Hebrew roots stuff, the usual.
Again, I don't know how this works, but what we're seeing now is 100%.
What do you think about the Black Hebrew Israelites?
We've seen it on camera. We've seen the reports from Patrick.
They're pretty crazy and racist.
So many others, and as far as I can tell, we're the only ones reporting this. Like the alternative media is the.
That's why they want us out there, because we're here covering it. We're so thankful.
I have a Hebrew Roots DVD that I got because I used to get a bunch of free DVDs and stuff in the mail. Like I went on every Christian website that gave out like free stuff, and I had them send it to me. And I ended up getting like a Hebrew Roots one. And I was kind of taken back by the stuff that they were saying.
And that really is their plan at this point. I mean, I do think this thing's going to go on for 3 days. So how is it going for them? Well, not as well as they thought it would. I mean,
I agree with you. When you quantify that, how is it smart done? How is it not going the way they want? I agree. It's not going the way they want.
That's right. I think that, like I said, with Carville, he thought they were going to have a.
They're saying the 538's guy that made all the polls predictions or whatever got his foot in his mouth.
Donald Trump's tweets now. You can't.
Facebook took down Crowder.
That's why we're on air, folks. That's why you're spreading the links to the live show.
Yeah.
We knew it was coming. Big tech censors, our president saying they're trying to steal stuff. Unbelievable criminal activity in the middle of a goddamn election.
Years ago, Alex, we had a federal judge say that Donald Trump could not. I mean, this is not the POTUS.
He couldn't block people attacking him on his own Twitter.
That's right.
It's a public forum. But when Twitter was in, they're saying they're running a scam, you can't do it.
That's right.
The fix is in, folks, but they can't stop you from sharing this live link. And I'm not just about us. I don't give a damn about me, folks. I want to win this war. Okay? You've got to share these links now and say, hey, they're stealing the election, they're taking the country over. Here's the feed. This could change the future. Okay.
Well, Alex, you said something earlier today that,
Said Biden said, "Who knew the election was going to go in until tomorrow?" Like you did, asshole.
To quote Andrew Breitbart, war. You've taken away our first.
We're going to win Pennsylvania. I think so.
And now you're stealing our election? War.
Well, I mean, we knew it was coming. So you put this tweet up, I said, or somebody said, they're going to censor that. They did.
Yeah.
I've been saying it all week.
The most interesting thing about it, they didn't censor it yet.
They literally said during the tech hearings, what was that, last Tuesday, they all said, I will censor, Dorsey, Zuckerberg, Kachai, all said, we will censor the president on election night. This whole thing has been planned. This is a joke. I have to say, I disagree with with earlier analysis saying Trump's biggest mistake was not doing something about censorship. No, Trump's biggest mistake was Chris Wray. Trump's biggest mistake was Barr. Trump's biggest mistake was lining his pockets with the DNA.
Owen Schroyer's going off.
Never happened. Joe Biden shouldn't even be on a ticket. But because
Love Owen Schroyer.
Wray stood down, we're going to have to deal with this now.
Well, Barr is the guy that went in with George H.W. Bush to rebuild the CIA after it was totally discredited. And I've never trusted Barr. And you take a look at what he hasn't done. He's a deep state operative, in my opinion. I mean, he's one of the guys that's still going after Assange, right? The Justice Department.
That's Trump's biggest failure.
Yeah.
Same with Pompeo.
Yeah. Pompeo even came out and said, when Trump said, well, we're going to pull troops back, had generals come out and say, no, we're not going to do that. Yeah, Pompeo come out, he says that kind of stuff, but then we tell him what the facts are. Maybe we show him the Zapruder film, and then he changes his mind.
Yeah.
And that was, Pompeo said that as well.
No, it's disgusting. Any other, and it's all because of a fake pandemic. Any other time, Trump would already be declared the victor tonight. He's won Pennsylvania. He's won Georgia.
I just can't believe there's no closure to this. I'm so exhausted. I'm not lying with listeners. I'm exhausted. Let's play clip one. The days of hell are upon us. And I'm going to get a glass of water. We're going to come back here. Yeah, I heard double talk on.
Yeah.
By the way, Trump up again in Virginia.
Trump just went up in Virginia.
Oh my gosh!
With Trump over Biden in Virginia?
They're still giving it to Biden. Trump is now, the numbers I have, Trump is now ahead of Biden in Virginia.
By 12,000 votes.
The interesting thing about that was that I saw when I went back to the hotel, by the way, they kicked me out of 2 hotels because I wouldn't wear a mask. I've just had it with this lockdown.
Just to come to town tonight.
Yeah, exactly. But I saw a little bit of Fox coverage, and they were questioning the guy who was doing the analysis. Well, the people who say that Trump is up in Virginia, I hate to burst your bubble, but that means that Warner is not going to win there. That's just not going to happen. But you heard Roger Stone say that Warner was down as well. So that, that would be consistent, but they don't want to call that, right? They just keep it going.
That's right. I couldn't hear. You guys were talking over each other in the microphone. Okay, I think you said you're ready.
They're ready. Yeah.
Okay, let's play a couple of these clips. We're going to be right back. Stay with us.
You see the president's got a mic. Trump's going to speak. Oh, man.
We have all agreed to pursue the Sustainable Development Goals to 2030. The fourth industrial revolution, particularly digital technology, has fundamentally changed the global economic landscape. Globalization is an inevitable and irreversible trend.
全球化这个势头是不可能，而且全球化的规则也在不断的完善。
We should not avoid challenges brought by globalization. We should look directly at the gap of wealth.
Well, the foundation can't achieve ambitious goals in global health without deep partnerships with the rich countries that provide most of the aid. Everything that is broken today can be fixed. And every failure.
When Trump said on Twitter that
a truly great success.
they are trying to steal the election, added their own little note, said some or all of this content shared in this tweet is disputed and might be misleading about an election.
And replace it with a new
Oh boy.
of Americanism.
America first. Remember that.
Now the world is awakening to globalism, and the forces of globalism are striking back in incredibly vicious ways.
All of your children get raped and killed.
And then there's the 79 days of hell that I've been talking about that start the day of the election. The Democrats have openly said, first in internal statements, then in white papers, then in war game operations, then in Democrat think tank statements, then in the New York Times 3 months ago, that they are going to contest, they know Trump's going to win, and that they're going to have Western states split off, tank the dollar in the stock market, have race riots nationwide as the cover, and try to drive President Trump from office. The big corporations, the banks, Hollywood, the Chi-Coms, the Democrats, all of these systems, along with radical Islam and communist China, are allied against us right now. We told you when they were in the secret phases that this was happening, but now they've prepared themselves. They prepared the public. That's why they flooded us with the 80 million ballots. A lot of people got 3 or 4 ballots. Dead cats, dead dogs, dead people got them. So that even if Trump is winning by 3-4 points in battleground states and statistically has a majority, and you can see there's a bunch of votes that haven't been cast, but still he win, if all of those went Democrat, they're going to say, we don't care, they're all going to be counted. And they put out so many millions of fake ones that he may never be able to get to that number because they'll never be able to count enough of the ballots to give him that clear victory.
But the easiest thing for him to do is to stand up like a man and accept the results of an election of the American people. For him to make these kinds of statements shows his lack of patriotism.
I feel very confident that Joe Biden will be elected president on Tuesday, whatever the end count is, but on the election that occurs on Tuesday, he will be elected. On January 20th, he will be inaugurated president of the United States.
Now notice, that's not a slip. That's what she's been saying for months, that it doesn't matter what the election says, we're not going to accept it, and then we're going to have states secede, and then we will see him geographically from another location, and that geography doesn't matter, the White House doesn't matter, it matters who they say the president is.
What? Somebody said Oregon becomes the first U.S. state to decriminalize possession of all drugs, including cocaine, heroin, meth, for personal use. That's pretty radical.
Why am I voting for Donald Trump? Because of you.
I'm talking to you, liberals. You're the ones doing everything you can to destroy our country. You're the ones who want to destroy our culture, our history, and our heritage. You tear down our statues, you destroy our monuments, you desecrate our heroes.
You encourage and participate in the rioting and the looting and destruction of our cities.
You call the protests peaceful, and then turn around and release the violent criminals back on the streets.
All charges dropped. What's wrong with you?
All this while defunding our police.
You want wide open borders and sanctuary cities for illegal migrants. What is it about illegal that you don't understand?
You say I grew up with white privilege, but you don't know anything about me, where I've been, the things I've seen. You don't know my history.
You called me a white supremacist.
You called me an Uncle Tom.
I'm a Nazi? Seriously? Get out of here.
You refuse to accept the truth. You wouldn't know the truth if it hit you in the face. But it's worse than that. You censored the truth from getting out. You ridicule the people that speak the truth. Why do you have to be like this? You're the gullible sheep who trust the fake.
Intense.
You think Jeffrey Epstein really did kill himself. You've infiltrated our universities and academia to brainwash our youth into thinking America is a racist country and that socialism is the answer. I don't think so. When I try to talk to you, you don't listen. When I want to have a conversation, you call me names or block me out. How is that going to help anything?
I don't get it. You're embarrassed to call yourself an American. We are proud of our country, heritage, and our culture. Like it or not, we are going to make America great again. Again. Why are you going to do that? Because it's you.
I just spoke to Arizona Governor Doug Ducey there are at least 900,000 votes outstanding that haven't been counted. About half are Maricopa. With every update, they say it's breaking significantly toward Trump 2-1. Doesn't mean a Trump win, but that's still a lot of uncounted.
If you have a family member suffering from this degenerative mental condition, buy them a bottle of Ultimate Fish Oil from InfoWarsStore.com. Studies have suggested that fish oils and fish oil supplementation can slightly lower blood pressure, decrease triglyceride levels, decrease the growth rate of plaque, and provide a soothing reduction in inflammatory responses in joints and the digestive system. Recent studies have suggested that high EPA and DHA fish oil can stimulate immune function by increasing the concentration and activity of immune cells. Get your Ultimate Fish Oil today.
The only way our information gets out is when you spread it and when you support it by funding our operations, which are your operations at InfoWarsStore.com. From this day forward, it's going to be only America first. America first. When he said today, America first, it was not just the racial.
Someone's saying it's confirmed that Trump has won Texas.
An America First committee. They were infiltrated by the Nazis. Many of them were anti-Semitic. Part of why they were alarmed by Hitler's rise in Germany.
Outside of the Civil War, World War II, and including 9/11, this may be the most cataclysmic event the country's ever seen.
But he's just disgusting to look at. He's obese. He's one of the repulsive, physically looking human beings I've ever seen.
Absolutely no morals. Who's a bully, who acts like a bigot and a racist, and is a sexist and a sexual harasser.
The case for impeachment has never been stronger. The evidence never so riveting.
Are you suggesting the president should face impeachment?
Another member of Congress wants him impeached. There's growing talk, at least, about impeachment.
What is your case for impeachment?
The first day of public testimony in the impeachment inquiry, opening with a bombshell.
And we got the bombshell.
A bombshell, bombshell, bombshell. One bombshell after another.
Bombshell after bombshell.
We're bracing for potentially an explosive opening statement.
Explosive week is
explosive testimony.
Explosive.
Truly explosive.
The most explosive thing.
This is a slow motion explosion. How explosive? Very explosive.
And I think it will be explosive.
Well, Donald Trump feels the walls closing in.
Really kind of the walls closing in on him.
Walls closing in on him.
There is a non-trivial chance that if Donald Trump loses the election, he ends up living out the rest of his days in prison.
But here's the question. Would you like to see President Trump in prison?
Do you want to see the president in prison?
Oh, sorry.
You are pathetic.
From a journalism point of view, Donald Trump is a brain-eating disease.
How stupid can you be?
This president has radicalized so many more people
Get
than
that.
ISIS ever did.
His ignorance could pose a danger to every single person in this country and literally every inhabitant of the planet Earth.
No, we won't call them fascist comments, fascist, fascism, fascist, xenophobic, racist, demagogic.
Someone like a fascist or a tyrant or an autocrat.
Fascist. Hitler.
Yeah, Hitler.
Hitler. He could well be just an empty man, an empty human being with no soul.
Donald Trump blows Vladimir Putin like they are illegal immigrants hiding in Putin's and he's going to suck them all out. In fact, the only thing your mouth is good for is being Vladimir Putin's holster. You, Donald Trump, are a horrible, horrible human being. He said, sir, excuse me, sir, you've just tested positive. I said, tested positive for what?
Mark Dice tweeted after they suppressed Trump's tweet, Twitter as a company has no integrity.
Nobody thinks he makes any sense. Nobody. Well, I'm sick and tired of smart guys.
Trump versus Biden 2020. ElectionNight.news.
InfoWars has been reporting on the dark, unpleasant truths of big government corruption for over 2 decades. It is why they attack us. And it is why we are now the most banned broadcast in the world. They blocked you banned.video on social media. So go to electionnight.news
and share it like your lives depended on it. Go to electionnight.news and share now.
Well, the big day is here, November 3rd, 2020. Hands down the most important election in modern history, probably in world history. A referendum against globalism, against tyranny, and against our really corrupt, evil ruling class that believes this country shouldn't even exist. Tucker Carlson, we said that last night, never said words truer. So I'm driving over here to a local spot in these smart polling places to vote. If I won't wear a mask, the state law says I've got to drive around the back here, all part of this COVID theater, trying to keep folks from voting. And I'm going to go straight to vote.
Over on the Oval back in May 9th, 2019. But you know what I said then, we've been through a lot since then.
The zombie apocalypse is real, ladies and gentlemen. Seriously, I'm joking around about a lot of this. This is deadly serious. Our country's been put into a form of soft martial law. And even if Trump tries to lift it, the corporations, the universities, the blue states, the blue cities are saying the lockdown never ends. This is siege against the country. Oh, communist China?
Says Nevada County judge later after Trump campaign sues.
It's all made up.
Some of them did not open in time because of technical
Deaths
issues.
don't go up because they were putting special flu and pneumonia in the list. And I know you all know that. And all these scientists have come out, including Fauci, in a paper he wrote in 2008, and said that the main cause of death in the Spanish flu was bacterial pneumonia. For the Hi, how you doing? I am voting group side. Thank you. The one, the only.
You still on?
Yes, I am.
Get you to sign here. Okay, I accept.
Thank you. I'm glad folks. I'm glad folks bucked it.
I gotta use the restroom.
People bucked it. Now it's outside. Yeah. Democrat states, they just get driver's license. They find them around the block before the work there this year, and then they're allowed to go up. We're going to be covering this live with 24-hour coverage on electionnight.news. That's the new URL because they blocked banned.video on all the big platforms, starting with Twitter. Then they blocked 2020electionsearch.com. We've had the last few months, but not before you spread it. And we were getting an extra 5-10 million views a day spreading the word because of you. Two InfoWars best-selling products are now back in stock for months. BioTrue Selenium from the mustard seed, essential in all electrochemical activity of the cells in the body. That's every human activity. And on top of it, Body's ultimate turmeric formula with 95% humanoid. Leading competitors have 3 to 5%. The things that turmeric does, I don't have to tell you, this is the highest quality, strongest you're going to find. So help with the amazing product. On the InfoWar, which is the 360 wins. On top of it, 5 factory demand. If it's sold out for us, 50% off. Triple Patriot points and free shipping at InfoWars.
I don't like that this is so close. I don't like a lot of stuff going on right now.
Body's ultimate turmeric formula at InfoWarsStore.com. This sale will not last long, but thank you all for your support. We really try these products. People absolutely love them because they really work. InfoWarsStore.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is now past midnight Central Time here in the InfoWars World Headquarters in Austin, Texas. Owen Schroyer, Harrison Smith, we're going to be carrying the weight
Well, as long as it takes, I suppose.
Carrying the weight, is that W-E-I-G-H-T or W-A-I-T?
Ooh.
We're doing both here.
Double entendre unintentionally.
Bringing on the puns. Well, it's officially November 4th, and we have no results. We have no firm winner of the presidential election. I'm not getting less hopeful. I am getting more angry though, because
That's like earlier when I was quoting Breitbart. It's like,
yeah, it's not even, you watch the Young Turks meltdown from 2016. It goes from like, we got this in the bag, to like, oh my God, Trump won. It's not because Trump's going to lose. I still think he's going to win, and especially if the legitimate votes counted. And
how's it going, guys? Anybody watching?
Trump is going to win, deserves to win, but it's like just everything else.
We're gonna get any results tonight?
Is so infuriating.
Or the result?
Twitter safety. Of course, Donald Trump tweeted out, "We are up big, but they're trying to steal the election. We will never let them do it. Votes cannot be capped after the polls are closed." Twitter safety censored that, and they say, "We placed a warning on a tweet from real Donald Trump for making a potentially misleading."
Nigel Farage bet 10,000 on a Trump victory.
Integrity policy, more here. And it's just, I just tweeted out just saying, just jail, just the word jail, just send these scumbags to prison. And this is what I don't understand. These people have lied under oath. That is a crime. You can jail these people. And I'll tell you, if you put Jack Dorsey on mainstream television in handcuffs, Mark Zuckerberg makes a phone call and goes, "Hey, I don't want to get arrested. Why don't you fix all this stuff?" I mean, they've got the billions of dollars. They know they own the islands. They have their massive compound surrounded by walls. That's not going to help them a lot when they're sitting in a 10 by 10 steel cage, right? This is what we need. Instead, what we have are Republicans demanding to know why there isn't more censorship. Democrats saying there's no such thing as right-wing censorship. That's all a total fabrication. And Republican senators going, "But why do you let Holocaust deniers on your platform?" It's like, we are so screwed up. I still think Trump is on the path to victory, and we'll bring you some of the latest numbers. But Twitter has censored.
Said Newsmax calls Georgia for Trump.
Covered up his tweet. That being said, Trump is ahead in Georgia, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and North Carolina. But none of these have been called. Absolutely none of them have been called. Even Texas hasn't been called, according to the New York Times. Just a coincidence, I'm sure, that Trump is dominating in all of these, and not a single one has been called yet.
Someone posted, "We're in the middle of the election. Here's how Bernie can still win."
Is there a baseball bat around here?
I have a gun. I have a gun in a really
What the hell?
You are a sick freak.
Is that Alex? I don't think that's Alex. Who is that?
This is actually what's happening.
Imagine just for 4 years, and this is what we face to pull this out. Yeah, we've noticed that. I know there are weapons in the studio somewhere. I need a melee
weapons
at hand.
No battle for you.
That's hilarious.
This is what we deal with.
This is it.
This is the Democrat, ladies.
This is our life from now on.
Are you proud of yourself? Are you proud of yourself? This is who will dominate us. If Biden wins, this is who will dominate us. This right here.
This metaphysically, this is the soul of the Democrats. You're haunting us.
This is the soul of the Democrats haunting us.
Censoring Trump. I see everyone on Twitter, they're like stunned. They're censoring the president. Oh my gosh, really? Who saw that coming?
Yeah, shocking.
Even Democrat baby knew that was coming.
We don't care about the asshole that's talking.
That's actually the size they make the Biden.
It's interesting you said you were watching CBS, Isaiah. Somebody said that CBS caught live promoting riots. Nora O'Donnell from CBS literally just said that on live TV you can take a brick and do whatever you want with it. I just heard it 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, what is your identity? Are you male or female? How can you even vote?
There used to be a sword. It was like a short sword.
I have a.
It was around here, I swear.
Everybody get to this lake. Wake up. Oh, something counted. And all these guys did. And then, find the winner. And then we got, after Biden won, like that corner or something, we had President Kamala. She's going to step in. And she's going to say everybody goes to jail.
Pest removal. Calling the U.S. Marshal.
With security. Security. Where is Trump?
Oh my gosh. No, yes, Trump has been censored.
It says in Michigan, Trump up by 270,000, even with the most liberal Democrat surges in the large cities. Only 140,000 more votes will come for Joe.
This is actually the metaphysical thing too. See, because that's the Democrats. They're mentally ill babies we can't physically assault. Just beat him.
It's awesome if Trump wins Michigan.
Yeah, I bet you.
When he wins it.
Head over to Pennsylvania. Head over to Pennsylvania. You're gonna need to. Yeah, he's gonna need to brew up about 1 million votes in Pennsylvania. By the way, all right, hopefully Democrat baby goes to sleep with Joe Biden. By the way, folks, President Trump is set to make a statement very soon, and we'll be carrying that live, and then Roger Stone will be joining us. Let me go over to the big board here real quick, just to let you know what, I'll use this as my pointer here. No, I'm just kidding. Although that sword, if we had the sword, that would actually be something. So I think that this is what we're in store for tonight, ladies and gentlemen, based off of what they already wrote into law, essentially, which is not actually into law. They just make their own dictate. To declare Wisconsin for Trump tonight, but they may want to hold that back. But it won't matter, because what they want to do is they want to hold over Georgia, they want to hold over North Carolina, they want to hold over Pennsylvania, and they want to hold over Michigan. And they've already said, at least in Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Georgia, they've already said that they will not have the total votes until November 6th. So if you look at the Electoral College, oh, how convenient. If we happen to hold over and everything goes as it looks right here, and Biden wins Nevada and Arizona, and Trump wins Wisconsin, and we're sitting here waiting for Georgia, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Michigan till November 6th to count the mail-in ballots. Oh, how perfectly. They're both sitting there. Neither party has 270 to win, and we're waiting for mail-in ballots. Oh, I'm sure that's not, suspicious at all. Oh, I have no reason to be afraid of mail-in ballots magically appearing overnight that should never even have counted to begin with. But that, I think that's what their plan is going to be. Now, we'll see what Trump says in a rebuttal of that. But Trump is up 300,000 in Michigan. It's 150,000 in Wisconsin. I think they'll declare Wisconsin for Trump tonight. I think they're going to hold over Michigan. They're going to hold over Pennsylvania.
I just read that it looked like he was doing good in Michigan, so he might win Michigan and Wisconsin.
They're already holding over North Carolina. They haven't given us an update over there in hours. So they're obviously going to hold over that, or they're just going to wait for the other states to announce.
So frustrating,
and
man.
They're going to hold over Georgia as well, where Trump is up 300,000. And it'll be so perfect. And so let's say Biden wins Nevada, where he's trailing Trump right now, but those are early turn-ins. We don't have Las Vegas. So, but let's say Biden wins Arizona. Let's say Biden wins Nevada. You're going to have a situation where Biden's at 244 in the House. And if they hold over Michigan, North Carolina, Pennsylvania 7, Biden will be at 244, and they'll say, see, Biden's the real winner, even though Trump is leading by over 1 million votes combined in Michigan, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia. But that's their plan. I think they're going to hold over these 4 states. Michigan, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia, they may, just to kind of, stop some of the controversy, they may announce one of these states for Trump tonight, Michigan or Georgia, just to kind of be like, okay, we're not totally stealing it from you. But I think this is their plan. I think this is their plan. They're going to hold over at least these 4 states, Georgia, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Michigan, where Trump is winning. Any other election night, they've already declared him the winner, but not tonight. The Democrats are in for the big steal. So I think this is their plan, Harrison. I think they're going to hold these states over. They know that if they declare these for Trump, he wins tonight. They don't want to have that. So they're just going to delay this thing. They're probably concocting a bunch of mail-in ballots right now. They're drumming them up, as you said, drumming up the mail-in ballots. So Trump really should be the victor tonight at 294 in the Electoral College, and that's in a rigged election. But considering they're not going to give him Georgia, they're not going to give him North Carolina, they're not going to give him Pennsylvania, maybe they'll give him Michigan. I think they'll have to give him Wisconsin. But Harrison, I think that's their plan tonight. So we'll see what Trump has to say about this. I think he's well aware of it. They're now censoring the president on Twitter, just as we said they would, just as they said they would. Mm-hmm. And so we're just all sitting here waiting. Oh, hey, Trump won. Well, hold on a second. We're just going to wait, actually. We're just going to wait. I mean, can you imagine? This is like you're playing in the Super Bowl, and you win the game in the 4th quarter by 2 touchdowns. And then the league and the commissioner and the refs are like, head to the locker room. Yeah, head to the locker room. We're going to see what count. We'll maybe count them again. And then you're sitting in the locker room, and then the other opposing team comes on the field, scores 2 touchdowns, and wins. And you're like, what? I wasn't even on the field. Oh, game over. Sorry.
Yeah, or to put an even finer point on it, it's like, you contest, you challenge a call, and they're like, okay, we'll get back to you tomorrow. It's like, well, the game's almost over, so you got to come up with an answer here. The Trump campaign was extremely angry, I guess, at Fox News for calling Arizona so early. Basically, no other network dared to do that, but Fox News, for some reason, called Arizona super early, and we're seeing the Biden lead in Arizona just absolutely tank as more and more votes come in. And of course, we talk about all the time here on InfoWars, but the presidency, hyper important, super important, and obviously more important now than ever before. But at the same time, you have stuff like this. Monica Worrell will be the next prosecutor of Orlando, and Jose Garza will be the next DA of Austin. These 2 progressive wins were expected tonight, but took tough wins in the primary. So, these are people that, as on Twitter, Teddy Roosevelt points out, Garza expressed support for fully ending cash bail and not persecuting anybody with small amounts of heroin or meth. These are the same types of prosecutors, like Kim Foxx, like others, that have allowed the rioters to get out without any bail, eliminating bail, defunding the police. So, even as we move towards victory here with Donald Trump, the cuts are continuing to slice into the American body as more and more, just on small scales, these local offices are going to be dominated by people who are not voted in on the basis of I will do this job best, but rather put me in this job and I will use whatever power you give me to destroy America and to continue just tearing down every semblance of civilization that we've ever enjoyed. Patrick Howley, at Howley Reporter on Twitter.
We're getting down to the wire.
Being held hostage by counties declaring they won't finish their counting for long periods of time. It's true. We're literally being held hostage. We would have had the answer. We would have had a winner of the presidency now, and not because they had to stop. They chose. People in Pennsylvania said, we're sleepy. We're a little tired.
What the hell is that?
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Now, you can tell, and they're blaming a water pipe bursting. They're saying a water pipe burst in a room where
someone goes down to the water pipe and hits it with a wrench a couple times.
Where are we keeping the ballots? We're keeping them in that closet under the toilet. Yeah.
All right. Do we need to take a break real quick, guys? Okay, we're going to take a quick break. We're anticipating President Trump to give a statement soon. We'll have Roger Stone after that. We'll continue to watch Arizona, and we'll continue to monitor North Carolina and Georgia. Everything hinges on this, ladies and gentlemen. We will be right back.
I would say that globalization is inevitable unless someone really moves in to stop it.
We have all agreed
This is
to pursue the
unbelievable.
Sustainable Development Goals to 2030. The fourth industrial revolution, particularly digital technology, has fundamentally changed the global economic landscape. Globalization is an inevitable and irreversible trend.
是全球化这个势头是不可能的，而且全球化的规则也在不断的完善。
We should not avoid the challenges brought by the economic globalization. Instead, we should look directly at the gap of wealth and of development.
Well, the foundation can't achieve ambitious goals in global health without deep partnerships with the rich countries that provide most of the aid. Everything that is broken today can be fixed, and every failure can be turned into a truly great success. We must replace the present policy of globalism, which has just taken so many jobs out of our communities and so much wealth out of our country, and replace it with a new policy of American. America first. Remember that.
Now the world is awakening to globalism, and the forces of globalism are striking back in incredibly vicious ways.
I see all of your children get raped and killed.
And then there's the 79 days of hell that I've been talking about that start the day of the election. The Democrats have openly said, first in internal statements, then in white papers, then in war game operations, then in Democrat think tank statements, then in the New York Times 3 months ago, that they are going to contest, they know Trump's going to win, and that they're going to have Western states split off, tank the dollar in the stock market, have race riots nationwide as the cover, and try to drive President Trump from office. The big corporations, the banks, Hollywood, the Chi-Coms, the Democrats, all of these systems, along with radical Islam and communist China, are allied against us right now.
This is not right, guys.
They prepared themselves. They prepared the public. That's why they flooded us with the 80 million ballots. A lot of people got 3 or 4 ballots. Dead cats, dead dogs, dead people got them. So that even if Trump is winning by 3-4 points in battleground states and statistically has a majority, and you can see there's a bunch of votes that haven't been cast, but still he'd win if all of those went Democrat, they're going to say, we don't care. They're all going to be counted. And they put out so many millions of fake ones that he may never be able to get to that number because they'll never be able to count enough of the ballots to give him that clear victory.
But the easiest thing for him to do is to stand up like a man and accept the results of an election of the American people. For him to make these kinds of statements shows his lack of patriotism.
I feel very confident that Joe Biden will be elected president on Tuesday, whatever the end count is, but on the election that occurs on Tuesday, he will be elected. On January 20th, he will be inaugurated president of the United States.
Should be illegal for them to not count votes tonight.
It doesn't matter what the election says. We're not going to accept it.
They should send the military and shit out there and Biden not winning. What's up, Ron? Oh, they're saying that we're not going to have all the results tonight. Trump's supposed to speak soon. Well, obviously the polls were wrong. I mean, yeah, it looks like Trump's winning, but they're trying to pull bull crap.
Live, Owen Schroyer, Harrison Smith, and big shout out, big ups to the InfoWars crew.
I don't get what's going on with Georgia.
Into the key hours of the night. Don't forget to support us. Support them by shopping at InfoWarsStore.com. Big ups to the crew for still being here. Number
Ron?
Coming in from Nevada, it does look like Joe Biden is going to cruise to a victory in Nevada.
Biden's taking Nevada.
Though, has a lot of uncounted ballots they expect to be big in favor of Donald Trump. So we'll see if that comes to fruition or not. It could be consequential to Biden if Trump does win Arizona, but it would be more consequential, or it'd be less consequential for Trump if Biden takes Arizona. So what we're looking at right now, ladies and gentlemen, still pretty much the same. A little nerve-wracking in Wisconsin right now. The gap is narrowing between Trump and Biden. It's just over 100,000 for Trump. Trump needs Wisconsin, and he needs it tonight. And Trump may be waiting for the results to be called in Wisconsin, because that's what's going to push him where he needs to be to take 3 of the 4 states that he's currently leading in: Michigan, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia, where they've announced they're going to delay the results till potentially Wednesday. But sometimes, Harrison, I tend to forget that most people don't watch InfoWars, and the censorship and everything, so they don't understand that we knew they were going to censor President Trump. They don't understand that we knew Pennsylvania was going to get stolen. They don't understand that we told you that the election specialist, or the guy that runs Fox's election coverage, is a Democrat, a Hillary Clinton donor. So Trump is pissed at Fox. He called them a super PAC for the Democrats tonight during a conference call with some of his top advisors. He's calling for people at Fox to be fired. Well, yeah, we have a Democrat running their election show. What do you think is going to happen? Plus, they're part of the corrupt establishment outside of a few voices there. So people are really upset at Fox News tonight. They declared Arizona for Biden when somebody blinked an eye, but they won't give Georgia, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Michigan, or Wisconsin to Trump, even though he's been leading in those states for hours. And they were stunned. They were shocked, Harrison, when they saw that the president of the United States was censored by Twitter tonight. Again, even though they told you they would do it, we told you they would do it. And so this is pretty much where we're at to me right now. Guys, even I'd say you could potentially just put Georgia up there as well as a toss-up. So really, you know what though, Harrison? Isn't it pathetic though? I mean, it just sucks. It's the ultimate black pill that Joe Biden, a decrepit, demented, corrupt child molester, is going to win the popular vote. Yeah. Our country is dead spiritually.
Yeah, it really is. And even if Trump wins and we put a stop to everything right now, stop to the immigration, a stop to the jobs going overseas, just to stop to all the things that are destroying us, we're still dead. We're still destroyed.
So that's Wisconsin was called at 3 a.m. last election.
Still on downward slope. China's still on the rise. And that's if we just put a stop. And so it's like, not only do we have to put a stop to this,
They're talking about how Biden's going to get the popular vote.
And this is the 11th hour. It's the last possibility for us to do so. And frankly, I've been pretty optimistic this whole evening. It's not until right now that I've started to get a little bit nervous as I start to add up the what-ifs to the totals that we have now. And just as a quick overview, as of right now, according to the New York Times, Joseph Biden has 224 electoral votes to Donald Trump's 213. Now, the states that have yet to be called are Nevada, Arizona, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Maine, North Carolina, and Georgia. Of these, Donald Trump leads in all but Nevada, Arizona, and Maine. Donald Trump is leading in all of the others, some by fairly comfortable margins, but they have yet to be called. Alaska hasn't been called either, but that's been called in other places, and it's all pretty solid conservative. So that means that there's still enough up in the air for either one of these guys to end, and just the sheer corruption, the fraud that we've seen able to be carried out. Earlier Alex was talking about Tucker Carlson. We played that extended Tucker Carlson clip, and there's a line in that has really resonated with me, especially when you brought up the fact that the person in charge of programming for Fox's election coverage is a Democrat. And there's a line that Tucker Carlson says where something like, these elitist, these elitist and nepotistic scumbags that seem to run everything now. And it's like, when you think about it, it's like these people literally run everything. The conservative news station, that's run by Democrats. The big tech, that's run by Democrats. The corporations, completely run by Democrats. And, it's not that the Democrats have a particular monopoly on, like, capable people. It's nepotism. It's moving into a authoritarian world, whether it's Nazism or communism. It all operates the same way in that what is the most important thing when considering any job application or any new movie script that comes across your desk is not whether it's actually whether somebody's actually capable of performing the job that they're being put in. It's, do they serve the system? Do they adhere to your ideology? Do they put forward the narrative? And, I bring the example up all the time, but one of my favorite history books called The Little History of the World, and it was written in the time of Nazi Germany. Not because it said anything bad, not because it
what a mess.
Was incorrect.
All this COVID shit.
Do enough to
all this
uphold
crap.
the Nazi standard of warmongering and celebrating physical conflict.
Mail-in junk.
That's the world that we're moving into now, where you can have the best script, the best screenplay. It can be totally apolitical. It's not really conservative, but it's not about that. It's about it has to serve the system. It can't just not be conservative. It has to be putting forward liberal ideals. And so it's been decades of this where now, slowly but surely, all of these people have been pushed to the heads of corporations, the heads of...
I think this is a pretty historic election here.
Everything, not because they're the best at what they do, but because they're being put there because they serve the system. The system feeds itself. It perpetuates itself. Carlson puts it, all of these elitist, coastal scumbags running literally everything, including the Fox News election coverage desk. It's really trouble, just beyond the election and the sort of dire straits we're in, where we're all sitting on pins and needles as the returns have ground to a halt pretty much. We're basically not seeing any of the numbers increase, at least not at a rate that's noticeable over many minutes. So we're just here waiting on the scumbags to commit their crimes, and we just have to shut up and be silent about it, or else Twitter will delete us. And it's like, so I'm reaching this point of desperation, not in the election solely, but just in the state of the nation, the state of the world. This is the last gasp, and no matter what happens tonight, our cities are literally filled with this human detritus, these just absolute scumbags who are literally rioting and just begging to have a collar fitted around them and to be slotted into their slave position in the globalist combine. And we've tried to save these people from themselves, but they're desperate to bring it about. So, who are we to fight against them? I don't know. I'm again, it's like the presidential race hasn't changed. I'm not more or less optimistic about that because we haven't seen new numbers in like 2 hours. So I'm still the same on that. But as we watch this footage, as I continue to watch the riots in Seattle and DC and LA and all over the country, as Twitter censors our president, as Fox News shows its true colors, it's just like, we still have a long road ahead of us. And I feel like we've kind of wasted the last 4 years because in a lot of ways we're simply in a lot worse position than we were 4 years ago. Because the Republicans, the people in charge, even the people that are at least semi-awake out there have done absolutely nothing to support our president, absolutely nothing to stop the illegal immigration, absolutely nothing to stop the literal communist insurrection.
Yeah, Trump had too many people in his own party against him.
That's my little rant. Well, it's just like how desperate do we have to get until we clean up our act here? But I got some questions about Maricopa County in Phoenix, Arizona. This is some interesting stuff. You're going to have about a 500,000, about a 500,000 vote swing from 2016 to 2020 in favor of the Democrats in Maricopa County. Now, are you telling me that Biden was that convincing? Are you telling me Trump lost those votes? Are you telling me that Maricopa County is sexist? Are you telling me that that's how dumb American voters are? They just show up and pull the lever and they don't even think, they don't even know, they don't have a clue. That just is really odd to me, what we're seeing in Maricopa County, Phoenix, Arizona, that Trump won in 2016 well, almost 750,000 votes. Right now, Trump is at 680,000 votes, and Biden has over 800,000. And it's not even over yet. So you're looking at a 500,000 vote switch in Maricopa County, Arizona. That reeks to me of suspicious activity. That does not seem normal. Trump is doing relatively well.
President to address the nation in 20 minutes.
To pull it out. So, like you said, though, Harrison, no real new numbers. It continues to sit at about 100,000 of an advantage in Wisconsin for Trump. Michigan, he's about 300,000 ahead. That continues to remain. Pennsylvania, still strongly 700,000 votes ahead there. North Carolina just quit giving numbers about 3 hours ago, so who knows what kind of shenanigans they're up to in North Carolina. We continue to get numbers come in from Georgia that actually expanded the president's margin of victory currently over Biden there, over 100,000. So again, the big state, it's all coming down to 5 states, really. Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia. Trump is winning all of those states, but they won't announce. They won't announce the winner. I do expect them. I think they're
Carpe Doctum is suspended on Twitter.
I think they're going to call it. It may not be till like 3 a.m. But I think we'll know Wisconsin essentially tonight. And then it's going to be Michigan. They're going to be counting ballots till Wednesday. Pennsylvania, they're going to be counting ballots till who knows when. North Carolina, they just have an open-ended. They're just going to, who knows what they're doing in North Carolina. They saw Trump was set to have victory, so they just said, you know what, we're just going to stop counting, and we'll come back to you. And then in Georgia, you're still getting numbers coming in, over 90% reporting now. But they won't call Georgia for Trump. And I think they'll probably delay that till later this week as well.
This might be a reason from Patrick Howley. Once again, technical limitations in DeKalb County, Georgia. They will resume counting at 11 a.m.
Oh, technical difficulties.
Yeah, it was technical difficulties.
Oh, my God.
Darn it.
By the way, Jim Acosta is confused right now. He thinks he's been called to the White House for a conference, and then he was told he wasn't. Then he thought he was again. So Acosta's confused as usual, but I think everybody's waiting to see what the president is going to say. He said he would make a statement tonight. He got censored by Twitter tonight. I'm sure, going to mention that. I'm sure he's going to mention the fact he's winning in Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia, but they won't call them for him. If they did, they'd have to declare him the victor.
Guess Fox News is messing up big time tonight.
What do you say if you're the president at this point? I mean, what do you, how do you deliver this to the American people? He's already said they're stealing it, but I mean, what do you expect to hear from the president?
Well, I like what, Darren J. Beatty, who has been really on top of things in terms of the color revolution. He just had a good statement where he said, you know, basically Trump should let all of these places like Georgia and Pennsylvania know that they're being watched, or else they'll just keep finding ballots forever. And yeah, that's exactly what's happening. Still waiting, this is according to Will Westcott on Twitter, still waiting on an estimated 3 million votes to be counted in Pennsylvania, and who knows when they'll be.
3 million! Oh!
I mean,
votes! What are they talking about? What 3 million votes? Like what? What 3 million votes? I'd like to know.
Yeah, I would too.
We've got 3 million votes we just found, and they're all for Biden. Are they mail-in ballots? What is it? Early voting? Well, that shouldn't be the case. If it's mail-in ballots, still shouldn't be the case. And that is if they are. I can't believe we're putting up with this again, folks. If you want to know who's behind the steal in Pennsylvania, his name is Joshua Shapiro. He's the Attorney General of Pennsylvania. He belongs in a jail cell. Okay, there's your guy. You want to name the names? There's the guy. Attorney General, Pennsylvania, Shapiro. Lock him up. In fact, President Trump should even say his name tonight. Yeah, here's Bev Harris, an election expert. Let me read 2 statements that she has just put out. Reminders. 1, interim results can be published as often as every few minutes. 2, number of mail-in ballots sent versus received and number counted so far is a known quantity at any point at any time. If you get number 1 and number 2, you can find which locations can be called at any point in time. Many can be. The point, when told we cannot know results for days or weeks, that is untrue. All systems can produce interim count by candidate and total number counted, and election officials can provide number of ballots sent, received, and if those counted so far, so do it. But
They can also just count.
But that's what I was going to say. I mean, what
They can also just count the ballots.
Oh, okay, we got 3 million. I mean, who knows if that number's right? But let's say, okay, we got 3 million ballots in Pennsylvania, or 3 ballots. Okay, so what? You had the ballots. Why aren't they being counted? What do you mean? Oh, we got the ballots. We'll count them later. We'll count them now.
That's so absurd. And yeah, it looks like just under 5 million votes have been counted so far, and that's 68% of the estimated votes reported. So 3 million sounds about right.
And we haven't had an update. We have not had an update. Oh, they're going to steal this, man. They're going to steal Pennsylvania.
No, they absolutely just stopped updating any numbers. I mean, that's why. I only really started getting nervous when they sent Biden out to say we're about to win, and then you had some other outlets on the left basically repeating that and going, "Yeah, Trump, Biden victory, we got this wrapped up." And it's like, okay, what do they know that we don't? Because that would be a humiliating thing if. Say it again.
Oh, here's Josh Shapiro, that dirtbag that I was just telling you. He says, if all the votes are added up in Pennsylvania, Trump is going to lose. Oh, you know that. That's why he's working overtime to subtract as many voters as possible from this process. I mean, that doesn't make sense. That really is a statement that makes sense. For the record, he's 0-6 against us in court. We protected voting rights, now ignore the noise vote. No, you destroyed voting rights. I want Josh Shapiro arrested immediately.
Tell me if this makes any sense at all. From Kayla McKinney. Currently, President Trump is winning the Rust Belt states by enormous margins compared to 2016. Listen to the margin differences, and I'll round off to make it easier to understand. And this is not with everybody reporting. Wisconsin 77% reporting, Michigan 61, Pennsylvania 66. Listen to these margins that he's winning. 2016 versus 2020. In 2016, he won Wisconsin by 22,000 votes, almost 23,000. In 2020, he's now winning by 104,000. That's almost a 5-time gain, multiple of 5 gain. Michigan in 2016, he won by 10,700. Now he's winning by almost 300,000. Well, that's like a 30 percentage gain. That's incredible. And in Pennsylvania, he went from a margin of 44,000 to this year, 2020, a margin of almost 700,000 votes. So tell me, how does he multiply his margins by 30 times?
What's Trump going to say in 20 minutes?
Even more
He's going to say we're confident about this. They're trying to steal it. I don't know.
They're just not announcing it.
We're not going to know tonight.
Who knows what they're doing in North Carolina and Pennsylvania? Those are the 2 states to watch. I don't think they're going to be able to deny him Georgia and Wisconsin or Michigan. I think they're going to have to announce those tonight. I mean, but Pennsylvania and North Carolina are going to be stolen, and they're in the process of stealing them right now. Right as we speak, right now. And they may even be trying in Georgia, too, with their technical difficulties. This is ridiculous. And President Trump needs to make a statement soon. He needs to make a statement soon because guess what? America's going to go to bed soon. So he needs a statement before people start falling asleep and then tune out of this forever, out this election tomorrow. I mean, they voted for Biden, so they're half retarded to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, my God. It's really shocking the state that our country's in. I really thought after 4 years, the Russian collusion, them literally trying to impeach Trump for something that Joe Biden did, like you would think something would pierce through, some glimmer of reality would pierce the veil of deception that the Democrats have laid over the eyes of the American people. But I guess they're just blind. I mean, I don't know. I either got to believe that there's just
sorry guys, I'm not saying anything. I don't know.
But even if that's just the case, and even if so much of what we're seeing is just because of cheating, all that means is that we've got infiltrators in our country undermining our electoral process, and our judiciary and our legal system is so infected and infested with these people that there's nothing we can do to stop them because the law is toothless and impotent when faced with the blatant corruption, illegality, crime. I mean, it's literally on tape and nothing is being done about it. Yeah, Kyle Rittenhouse is still in prison on a $3 million bail for murder. I mean, this is just crazy.
Trump should have been announced the winner tonight with 279 in the Electoral College. He's won Wisconsin, he's won Michigan, he's won Pennsylvania, he's won Georgia. They just won't announce it. North Carolina is like on a razor's edge right now. It could go either way. Trump is leading, but
it's been at 95% for 3 hours.
I'm telling you, they just shut it off. Yeah, they shut it off. They're going to wait. They're probably loading the ballots right now in Fayetteville, where they do have most of them in Fayetteville now, but still only 91%. So, I mean, this is just incredible. I can't believe. And again, the president has to speak soon. He has to come out and make a statement soon, because America is just. I mean, we're just sitting here like
2 is about to be 2 a.m. on the East Coast. I see a lot of people on Twitter saying, "Yeah, I'm going to bed. Yeah, that's enough for me." So yeah, he needs to make a statement quickly. Of course, he made that statement, and we haven't heard too much about it. We don't know how soon that statement will come or what he'll be saying.
Hey guys, it's like there are a few people in here. Someone says Virginia is in play, only a 0.2 difference, or 8,000 votes.
Pretty late when Trump came out and gave his victory speech. But, at this point in the night in 2016, it was pretty well understood that Trump was the winner and everybody agreed. But now, North Carolina's just sort of stopped counting votes. Pennsylvania's just stopped counting votes. Michigan and Wisconsin, also, I don't see gains in those either. So at least Arizona and Nevada are still actually producing results. The other ones seem to have just decided to take a little nap. They'll get back to it tomorrow once all the new ballots have arrived.
But Nevada and Arizona most likely are going to be inconsequential. So, again, folks, on any other election night, Trump would have already been declared the victor. They're holding Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia hostage. Trump is winning every single one of those states right now. And as Harrison just went over the numbers, a higher margin of victory than he had in 2016. So, and as far as I can tell, the returns have stopped in all of those states. So now we're just waiting on Trump. The picture's been set, folks, for tonight. The picture's been set. They're not going to declare a winner, and you're going to have to wait for Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia. Even though Trump won them, you're going to have to wait, because that's just what we do. They just run our lives. Fake news. And I guess the Democrats, or whoever the hell's behind this, like Josh Shapiro in Pennsylvania and Whitmer in Michigan. But Trump has to come out and say something, because at this point they're done counting votes. They're not going to make any other announcements tonight. So now we're just waiting on the president to make a statement.
So here's the newest from Georgia. They say that technology limitations. The precinct numbers reported 191 until votes from all precincts were uploaded and tabulated. Working diligently to compile all votes, and will continue processing absentee ballots at 11 a.m. Wednesday.
Yeah, we just stop.
Yeah, I mean, we knew they were going to do this. They've literally told us this, and that's the thing, right? It's like, people are shocked that they're censoring President Trump. They're shocked that it hasn't ended tonight. I'm annoyed because, they don't even have a reason to. They literally just stopped counting because Trump was winning. Absolutely infuriating. But, we did know this was going to happen. Like, we told you this was going to happen, not because we have some sort of secret insight, but because if you just read what they say they're going to do, this was always the plan. It was always the plan to keep election results from coming out election night, and then steal it in the morning, steal it by the next day, and then if you talk about it or protest, and say, hey, I think this election was stolen. Hey, we don't believe these results. Hey, we literally have on video all of you cheating. Then you're a domestic terrorist. You'll be censored off of social media and possibly arrested by our great FBI that says that People like Owen and I are the biggest threats to American security because we're white and love America. It's crazy, but this is the world that we live in. And it's absolutely shocking, but there we are. We knew this was going to happen. We've been telling you this was the plan all along. It fits right in to the Color Revolution's playbook. You already have the useful idiots rioting and burning down their own cities. These people are, literally funded by your tax dollars. The government comes and takes your money and gives it to people who spend their entire lives destroying the things that other people have created, providing nothing, creating nothing, only out of your pocket and using it to destroy you. So this is America now. Year 2020. This is where we are.
You got to be going to Trump live soon.
Lee President Trump still might win. A little glimmer of hope. Little buff and shine on the turd right before you flush it. It's it's where we are.
I hope that the White House, because you've noticed that Trump's speeches and some of the moves that they've been making lately have been more on the, let's say, cutting edge of the InfoWars ideology and approach. I hope when Alex is telling them for a month, you better have a contingency plan for when they do this. Yes, here we are. So I pray to God that they didn't block that message from getting to the president, and the president either didn't take it seriously or they don't have a contingency plan, because here we are, right where we wanted you to be. And so I hope you have a plan for the fact that you have won 5 states and the election, and they refuse to give it to you. I mean, how the hell is this? Like, how do you just say we're not counting ballots anymore? I mean, what the fuck is that? Hey, we're done counting ballots tonight. Trump was going to win. Fuck you.
Yeah. It's absolutely infuriating. And I mean, I guess this is what Trump gets for playing nice. Like, is what we get for electing other Republicans that aren't America first. This is what we get for just sitting back while our cities are burned, while Trump supporters are literally assassinated in the streets, and then their assassins get fluff pieces in the mainstream media. This is what we get for thinking that the system is actually going to be able to be turned around. It's perhaps the awakening occurred too late. Perhaps maybe 4 years earlier. Maybe if everybody woken up around the time Obama was elected, maybe we could have turned it around. But it seems like at this point, you can get Donald Trump into office, but that's going to be about as far as the victories go, because he'll be stymied at every turn. The Republicans will do nothing but demand more censorship. They'll do nothing but let in more immigration with the H-1B visas. America's done, I guess. The European people are done. the classical American people are done. The Republic is finished, and basically our entire establishment has decided to
just laughing at the
surrender
stupid
on our
stuff that
behalf
I'm reading
to a
and
bunch of
listening to.
literal communists that are burning down our cities as we speak. America, baby.
Well, think about this. All the counties in Pennsylvania, except the ones surrounding Philadelphia, are still counting ballots. So they're literally waiting to get the results of Pennsylvania, and then they're going to see how many votes they need to stuff the ballots in Pennsylvania. I mean, they're doing this right in front of our face. But Harrison, think about, even like, this is what I was saying earlier when I was getting so frustrated, like pounding my fist on my chest, like, why are you even listening to Fox News coverage? Why are you listening to CNN coverage? We're better than them. Don't listen to that crap. But doesn't it really show how shackled we all are as Americans? I mean, party politics aside, think about it. We have the results. We literally have the election results. No declaration. Who says no? What do you mean no?
New York Times, they told us. They deleted the tweet because they realized what absurd thing it was. But New York Times tweeted out earlier today. They said, remember, we decide. Remember, it's us that decides who wins the election, and anybody who goes against us, prepare to be deleted by Twitter. They pretty much, it's paraphrased, okay? But that's what they tweeted out earlier today. So they rule over us. They're our gods. They're our kings. We can't question them or we'll be stomped.
Listen, I keep hearing that Pennsylvania stopped counting for the night, but every time I look at the polls, the numbers keep going up, and Trump is still in the lead.
Rape children and sell your country out to China. And if you dare go against them, they'll bring
It
down
sucks. Now just waiting for Trump to speak, and then thinking like when he speaks,
policy. If you don't,
he's not going to be announcing anything, so
castrate your child, you'll be destroyed.
just going to be like, oh,
You can do whatever you want.
let's wait and see what happens.
You'll be destroyed. This is the world we're living in now.
I forget who it was, but that's what they said. They said the left wants to rape,
Oh my.
sexually rape and torture your children and murder you and throw you in a gulag. And it's just true.
They're literally advocating. I know. Like, that's what who's the crazy guy?
No, you should
let Russians come. He literally
Olbermann. No,
Olbermann.
You should let you should let the Democrat drag queen story time come to your children's school and play hop along, hot horsey ride with a tranny with a 12-inch ding dong.
Yeah. If you try to stop them, you're the hateful one.
Yeah, you're a bigot.
Yeah, absolutely. And and again,
it's actually a new law. I'm declaring a new law. When your child turns old, you must have at least a 30-minute transsexual drag queen story time presentation, which includes touching.
I'll that out with orphans in Germany, right? They have the old pedophile, pair a pedophile with an orphan program for quite a while. Like it's not.
Isn't this nice though? We have a Trump victory, but
nope, we can't say it. We cannot say that it's a victory. It's here.
Said the connection was unstable.
And yeah, we can't eat it. This is.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. President Trump has the podium set up. He is set to give a statement, I would guess, hopefully within 30 minutes. Because this is out of control. I mean, there's nothing really to wait for. He's won, for all intents and purposes, he's won Wisconsin. For all intents and purposes, he's won Michigan. And for all intents and purposes, he's won Pennsylvania. Folks, he's won the election, okay? Hey, you know what? President Trump should come out and declare victory. That's what he should do.
He really should, yeah. You should literally come out and say, complicated business, folks, but we won. And also, I'm the dictator now, and I'm sending all the Democrats to prison.
All right. Break. Hopefully Trump is back with Harrison Smith and I and the great crew here at InfoWars soon. We'll be right back. Are we off?
Well, the big day is here, November 3rd, 2020. Hands down the most important election in modern history, probably in world history. A referendum against globalism, against tyranny, against our really corrupt.
Still could be possible tonight, I guess. Something I read.
Also, we said that last night. Never said words truer. So I'm driving over here to a local spot, one of these smaller polling places to vote. I won't wear a mask. The state law says I got to drive around the back here. All part of this COVID theater, trying to keep folks from voting. And I'm going to vote straight Republican ticket, except now they don't have that on the computers. They changed it. We've got to go right down the line.
I gotta get some water. Use the restroom.
I'm supposed to be voting straight Republican ticket.
Pretty much pick that monster here.
Oh. They are now an American criminal party, literally sworn to end the nation and absorb us into world government as communist China is the model. Now, Joe Biden came out today and said what we thought he was going to do. He's going to declare himself the winner and have the media declare him the winner tonight. This is going to be very, very serious. If Trump contests it anyway, they're calling him a dictator. This country's in great peril, and I normally can handle stress. I'm literally having an anxiety attack today. Oh, this is the country completely and totally and absolutely on the line. Hi, how you doing? Good. We're not doing the COVID theater deals. We like to vote out here.
Perfect.
Yes, thank you.
I never believed that it'd be this much in jeopardy. We launched our campaign over on the Oval back in May 9th, 2019. But you know what I said then, we've been through a lot since then.
zombie apocalypse is real, ladies and gentlemen. Seriously, I'm joking around about a lot of this. This is deadly serious. Our country's been put into a form of soft martial law. And even if Trump tries to lift it, the corporations, the universities, the blue states, the blue cities are saying the lockdown never ends. This is siege against the country. Oh, Communist China? Remember them? They're wide open for business. Because they have draconian lockdown and 52 hours before all up. As the testing goes up, the number of COVID cases go up, but the deaths don't go up because they were putting the deaths of flu and pneumonia in the list. And I know you all know that. And all these scientists have come out, including Fauci, in a paper he wrote in 2008, and said that the main cause of death in the Spanish flu was bacterial pneumonia from the mask. Hi, how you doing? I am Buddy Groupside. Thank you. Bet. One the only.
You still on?
Yes, I am. Thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad folks bucked the system because they were making more masks and go inside. But the people bucked it, now they did this outside.
Somebody says the following are called tonight, Michigan.
16 Democrat states, they just get driver's license legal aliens. Lines up around the blocks of New York earlier this year. And then they're allowed to
Said that Trump's at 254.
We're going to cover this live with 24-hour coverage on electionnight.news. That's the new URL because they blocked band.video, all the big platforms, starting with Twitter.
Said if they call Michigan tonight, or if they keep Arizona and Arkansas, we are at 270.
Spreading the word because of you. Two InfoWars best-selling products are now back in stock. Being sold out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back live inside the InfoWars World Headquarters in Austin, Texas. It's getting late. All right, it's 1:15 in the morning. The crew's been here since 6 a.m.
The crew is falling asleep on the control boards back there.
Big salute to the crew. Actually, that sounded kind of fun.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
All right, folks. President Trump is about to make a statement any minute now, and we're going to be live at least through that. I don't know if Roger Stone is still awake or not. He was going to come on with us after Trump made his statement, but we're going to definitely, at the very minimum, be here with you through President Trump's statement. We'll see what he says, and then we'll have to, dip our toes in the water to see what the temperature is and gauge how late we need to be up here with you. But folks, for all intents and purposes, President Trump has won, okay? He's won. And, I mean, legitimately, I would say, let me just pull up my my map here. I would say that Trump won the 2020 election with 294 electoral votes to 244 for Biden. That's what we have right now. Aside from the shenanigans and just deciding we're done counting ballots, we're done counting tonight in Georgia and North Carolina and Pennsylvania, we're okay. Like, hey, yeah, we're in the middle of the Super Bowl, but you know what? We're just not gonna, we're not gonna count your field goals. We're not gonna count your touchdowns anymore. So, whatever. Just kind of hang around, I guess. But we're not keeping score anymore. But that's where we're at, folks. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Trump is up over. He's up 300,000 still in Michigan with the numbers still coming in and that remaining strong. He's up over 100,000 in Wisconsin with numbers still coming in. That hasn't fluctuated. We're still getting the numbers coming in from Pennsylvania where he's up 700,000. That hasn't changed. So they're just waiting in Pennsylvania to see how many. Philadelphia, see how many.
Somebody said, who else mutes Chris Wallace, Juan Williams, and Bert Hume, or Britt Hume?
North
They spew crap out their mouths, which makes them a special.
Counting there because Trump was going to win. Georgia numbers are slowly still trickling in, and Trump remains up by over 100,000 votes there. So, I mean, all of these should have been declared. All of them. By the way, Trump managing decently in Nevada, but it does look like it will be going to Biden. But Trump does decent in Oregon and decent in Nevada. So, but obviously it doesn't really matter because he lost the state. So this is just incredible. I mean, I don't know what else I can say, folks. You're witnessing a complete theft of our election. You're witnessing a complete fraud over the American people. You're witnessing, you know, your team win the Super Bowl by
No way my mom's still up by now.
Three touchdowns don't count.
I really doubt that.
You're going to be allowed to play after the game with you not on the field.
That's kind of disappointing.
They score 4 touchdowns, then you lose. I mean, that's what I don't know how else how else can you explain this, Harrison?
Yeah, no, that.
Look at all those flags.
I mean, essentially, it's like you're going to play the Super Bowl.
The West
and
Wing,
it's, you know,
the
whatever,
East Wing,
Texans
what is
versus
it?
Cowboys, and we're the Texans going in to do our best. You know,
That looks beautiful,
year.
though.
We've really blood, sweat, and tears. Oh, but the Cowboys are going to provide the refs, and they're huge cowboy. You know, they all have cowboy tattoos on their arms. The scorekeepers are Cowboys fans. All the fans in the stadium are Cowboys fans. It's like, and then they're saying, "You lost." It's like, no, you cheated. You're big cheaters.
But we still won.
But we still won. Yeah, there you go. That's even better point. That's even better point. Yeah, we still won. It's totally outrageous. But you know, they just stopped counting. That's it. They just stopped counting. They went to sleep. Good night. They're tired. You're kind of raining on my parade today. I really, really thought that after 4 years of the BS, after all of what they have put all of us through with the lockdown, I mean, the fact that you have Joe Biden both criticizing Trump for the economy because of the lockdown while simultaneously promising to lock down even more. You know, a normal human should be able to see this inconsistency and make some sort of observation about it. But instead, I guess, you know, what I'm seeing is that America is literally just filled with people who you can literally tell sit down and stand up at the same time, and they try to do it somehow. I mean, that it's cognitive dissonance to a level I really, really thought we'd broken through. I really thought the American people would not be fooled by this, but it looks like President Trump's now making his way to the stage there.
Oh, God.
This is what we've all been waiting for.
Here comes Trump.
Let's get the audio queued up, guys. President Trump making a statement live from the White House after being censored by Twitter.
The White House on HD1, CNN Grid 1, the source is cool.
Thank you. I'll do a lip reading then. I appreciate that very much. I want to thank the people here. So much support. A lot to me. And
I appreciate it very much. And I want to thank people for their tremendous support. Millions and millions of people. And a very sad group of people is trying to disenfranchise that group of people. And we won't stand for it. We will not stand for it. I want to thank the First Lady, my entire family, and the Vice President, Mrs. Pence, for being with us, all through us. And we were getting ready for a big celebration. We were winning everything, and all of a sudden it was just rolled off. The results tonight have been phenomenal, and we are getting ready. I mean, literally, we were just all set to get outside and just celebrate something. It's up there, 700,000 votes, and they don't even include it in the tabulations. It's also clear that we have won Georgia. Yeah. 2.5%, 117,000 votes. We only 7% left, and then they're gonna catch us, they can't catch us. Likewise, we clearly won North Carolina. 77,000 votes with only approximately 5% left, they can't catch us. We also, if you look and you see Arizona, we have a lot of life in that. And somebody declared that it was a victory for, and maybe it will be a small amount of votes. So we want that obviously to stay in play. But most importantly, we're winning Pennsylvania by a tremendous. We're up 600, think of this. We're up 690,000 votes in Pennsylvania. These aren't even close. It's not like, oh, it's close. With 64% of the vote in, it's going to be almost impossible to catch. And we're coming into good Pennsylvania areas where they happen to like your president.
It's frustrating, guys. Big time.
Michigan, I'll tell you, I looked at the numbers. I said, whoa. I said, wow, that's a lot. By almost 300,000 votes, and 65% of the vote is in, and we're winning Wisconsin. So we don't need all of them. We need, because when you add Texas in, which wasn't added, I spoke with the really wonderful governor of Texas just a little while ago, and Greg Abbott, he said, congratulations. He called me to congratulate me on winning Texas. I mean, we won Texas. I don't think they finished quite the tabulation, but there's no way. And it was almost complete, but he congratulated me. And he said, by the way, what's going on? I've never seen anything like this. He has. So we won by 107,000 votes with 81% of the vote. It's Michigan. So when you take those three states in particular, and you take all of the others, I mean, we have so many, we had such a big night. You just take a look at all of these states that we've won tonight, and then you take a look at the kind of margins that we've won them by. And all of a sudden, it's not like we're up 12 votes and we have 60% left. We won states, and all of a sudden, I said, what happened to the election? It's off. And we have all these announcers saying, what happened? And then they said, oh, because you know what happened? They knew they couldn't win. So they said, let's go to court. And did I predict this, Newton? Did I say this? I've been saying this from the day I heard they were going to send out tens of millions of ballots. I said exactly, because either they were going to win, or if they didn't win, they'll take us to court. So Florida was a tremendous victory. 377. Texas, as we said. Ohio. Think of this. Ohio, a tremendous state, a big state. I love Ohio. We won by 8.1%, 460. Almost 500,000 votes. North Carolina, big victory with North Carolina. And so we won there. We lead by 76,000 votes with almost nothing left. And all of a sudden, everything just stopped. This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country. We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election. There you go. So our goal now is to ensure the integrity for the good of this nation. This is a very big moment. This is a major fraud in our nation. We want the law to be used in a proper manner. So we'll be going to the U.S. Supreme Court, We want all voting to stop. We don't want them to find any ballots at 4 o'clock in the morning and add them to the list, okay? It's a very sad moment. To me, this is a very sad moment, and we will win this, and we, as far as I'm concerned, we already have one. So I just want to thank all of our support. I want to thank all of the people that worked with us, and Mr. Vice President, say a few words, please.
Here comes Pence. Man.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to join you in thanking more than 60 million Americans who have already cast their vote for 4 more years for President Donald Trump. And while the votes continue to be counted, we're going to remain vigilant, as the President said. The right to vote has been at the center of our democracy since the founding of this nation, and we're going to protect the integrity of the vote. But I really believe with all my heart, with the extraordinary margins, Mr. President, that you've inspired in the states that you just described, and the way that you launched this movement across the country to make America great again, I truly do believe, as you do, that we are on the road to victory, and we will make America great again. Thank you, Mr. President.
Oh, jeez. Oh, boy. I don't have much, that did not give me much solace, Harrison. I don't know about you.
Hey, he said the thing.
I mean, he did
Like
say
victory.
but I don't know. Honestly, the president, and you know, maybe he really is just so hurt by the fact that we have to go through this, but he seemed kind of down and defeated, quite frankly. I don't know if that was his approach by design. He didn't really kind of convey any anger or frustration tonight. And I was worried, like, did he have a plan? Maybe he had a plan. Maybe he didn't. He said he expected this. Well, let's see. Let's see how ready he was for this. Because, you know, and I'm looking at the total turnout, and of course we don't have all the numbers from tonight's election. They're still coming in from pretty much all over the nation still. I mean, we're looking at an increase of voter turnout from 2016 to 2020 of potentially 5 million votes, or maybe even more. I mean, I'm just looking at the total vote for President Trump in 2016. He had just under 63 million. Hillary Clinton had just about 66 million. Right now, Biden is at just about 66 million, and Trump is almost to 64 million. So Trump's already up 1 million votes from 2016. We haven't counted all the ballots. And Biden is right already on pace with what Hillary Clinton had from 2016. So, I mean, what is this? Is this the mail-in ballots? I mean, I don't want to hear a damn argument about Biden having more voter turnout than Hillary Clinton, because that is just a lie. There is no way in hell. Hillary Clinton could at least have a couple hundred people at a rally. Biden couldn't gather mice with a mousetrap and cheese. So, I mean, this is just rampant with, oh my God, it's so rampant with fraud. And the president said it. This is it. I mean, they're just going to torture us for the next 3 months, Harrison. They're just going to torture us.
Yeah. And, you know, or it's just going to go to court and just, oh my God. They've just got us in this lose-lose situation. It's really incredible.
Oh, I'm going to court over the results of an election. Meanwhile, Biden has literally taken tens of millions of dollars with his rat hole brother and his mule son, and we're going to court over the election. I'm sorry, but you know what? I'm ticked at President Trump for this, and I know it's not all his fault, and I love him, but I mean, my God, you're sitting here playing tiddlywinks with these people, and they're about to drop a nuclear bomb on this country politically.
Yeah.
It's just stunning. I can't believe that they're getting away with this. It's a joke. We're a joke. Our country's a joke, and I'm embarrassed, man. I'm just embarrassed that we're letting this happen.
And again, it's not even just the presidential race. I almost hesitate to bring this up, but all around the country, there are lots of little things on different ballots, little propositions of different sorts. In Austin, we just approved $7.3 billion to expand the metro rail. Yeah.
Oh, kill me.
Yeah. Here's the interesting thing. And this $7.3 billion light rail project that's just been approved by the
Which
voters.
no one will use, by the way.
Oh, you want to hear the numbers? We already have a metro rail. This is to
no one uses.
You want to know how many people used it in July 2020? 41 riders per day. 41 riders per day. So average about 50 riders a day, and we're going to spend $7.3 billion. But here's the interesting thing about this. The actual light rail will cost about $4 billion. $3 billion of that fund is going to make sure that the neighborhoods don't improve. They're worried about gentrification that the new light rail will create. So they're going to pour almost half the money for this proposition into making sure that the neighborhoods that the light rail now will run into do not improve. They don't gentrify. And this is just thousands of cities and townships in America that voted on propositions where your neighbors, I mean, my taxes now are going to go up 23%. Austin taxes.
So it says POTUS up by 4 points in Wisconsin with 91 votes counted.
Nobody rides rails. Nobody rides the bus.
But nobody. It is where we are. Austin City Council voted to defund the police. A citywide poll said that only 15% of the population approved of that. 85% said no. It doesn't matter. They're the socialist gods. They're going to do whatever they want. So again, this is just the country that we live in now. We are being ruled. We're controlled. Every decision of importance is made by people that literally hate us and want us destroyed, and are just salivating at the idea of tearing apart our entire country. And again, it's not like, some sort of conspiracy theory. They just literally, if you just listen to them, they hate this country, they hate the people of the country, they literally want to destroy it, and they'll do anything they can, and yet they get voted into office. So I don't know. I guess this is what the American people want. It's just a death cult. We've been indoctrinated into a death cult, and we're the only ones here looking around going, hey, maybe we shouldn't drink the Kool-Aid. And if you watch the Jonestown tapes of the night everybody killed themselves, people stood up and said, hey, let's not drink the Kool-Aid. Let's not kill ourselves. And they would be shouted down by their fellow cult members. And that's where we are now. We're being shouted down by our fellow cult members, and we're the only ones standing up and going, hey, maybe we shouldn't kill ourselves.
All right, this is a stunning night here. Roger Stone is with us now. Well, Roger, Trump won, but he didn't win. What do you make of this?
It's an extraordinary night. If you read my extended piece at InfoWars the other day, none of this is surprising. This is precisely what I predicted would happen. The president seemed to indicate in his comments that he was going to move directly to the U.S. Supreme Court. I'm not an attorney, and therefore I don't know what the mechanism is. He would need, of course, to have substantial evidence of voter fraud. But it is interesting to me that the count stopped in multiple states just as the president was about to roll up massive victories. The president, I think his statement was right on the money. We know how several of these states are going to come out if there is a count that's honest and has integrity. If you want to go to that piece at InfoWars, it tells you exactly what will happen. My fear, of course, now is that Black Lives Matter, Antifa, and these other radical terrorist organizations burn down America. If Donald Trump fought for election integrity, will now do so. This is a very sad day in America if that is the case.
What is the feeling in your gut right now, Roger? What emotions are running through you?
Geez, I feel like it's 2000 all over again. I mean, I think I've seen this movie, but I also know how it comes out. This is the slow motion steal that I predicted, but we also need a lot more information. Again, the fake news media has played this cat and mouse game all night where they don't show all their cards. The Democratic machines in places like Philadelphia slow down the count. Let me explain how this works. In Pennsylvania, where the courts have said that votes can come in as long as 9 days after the election, the machine sees how much they have lost by, and they go out and fabricate those votes. They tried to do this in Florida last year, as you know. That is what's going on right now.
Trump's margin in Arizona, that would be they're not stopping the count in Arizona. They stopped the count in Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia. How convenient for them. And they'll, who knows, when, like you said, they'll wait to start counting again until they know how many votes they need to get ahead of President Trump. But I mean, how, it's just like, what? This is just insane, Roger. I mean, America here is sitting on the balance. Trump won the election, but they just said, you know what, we're just going to stop counting because we don't want Trump to win. I mean, how do we put up with this as a country, Roger?
Well, first of all, let's go through what happens now. Now the mainstream media will go out and claim definitively that Joe Biden won and the president is just being stubborn or that he's trying to pull off some kind of coup. You know, facts matter, votes matter, but I think it was Joseph Stalin who said the votes don't really matter, it's who counts the votes that matter. And I think that's what we're seeing.
Have you ever seen anything like this? I mean, you say it reminds you of 2000, but I mean, where states just decide, oh, they don't like the way the election is going, so they just decide, well, we're just going to stop counting. Have you ever heard of anything like that?
Yes, I have. It is a staple of the Democratic Party in this country, which is the party of ballot fraud. Look, ballot happens in those jurisdictions in which there is one-party rule. Or in those jurisdictions where there's one party rule and the opposition of the other party is essentially nominal. That's what happens in cities like Milwaukee and Detroit and Philadelphia, a perfect example. So, look, all of this was predicted days ago. Let's see what the country is doing tomorrow morning. The mainstream media will endeavor in the morning to claim that the election's over and Joe Biden won. I don't think that's true. But we no longer have the bully pulpit of internet-based media because of the censorship. The president is going to have a tougher time getting his argument before the people. There's no way for the networks not to cover a presidential news conference at 2 o'clock, 2:30. And I thought the president did a very good job of summing the situation up.
It's late over there, Roger. I want to get you out of here, but I just want to ask you two more things, logistics-wise here. What do you make of Maricopa County flipping from a Trump county in 2016 to now a resounding Biden victory? And what do you make of the numbers coming in? I mean, we're looking at maybe 5 million more votes total than 2016. What do you make of those two numbers, Roger?
Well, it's my understanding that there are still precincts out in Maricopa County, and I think Arizona was called prematurely. I know the Trump campaign believes that also. Again, I'm operating on the basis of what I'm seeing and hearing in the media. I don't have the hard facts. I've tried to reach one of my contacts in Arizona who would have a better idea of exactly what's happening, but we haven't connected. We will be able to bring you that news on InfoWars tomorrow. I still believe that, in essence here, the president has already two reasons. First of all, let's remember the prediction of the fake news media. This was supposed to be a blowout. Donald Trump was supposed to get trounced. He was supposed to lose every swing state where he was trailing. Well, that clearly hasn't happened. He's winning in Pennsylvania. I think when the smoke clears, he will win in Michigan. He will win in Wisconsin. Arizona is a question mark in my view. I never had Nevada in my count. Because of the practice under state law now, mailing a ballot to everybody on the voter registration list, whether they voted in the last 3 years or not. That means you're mailing ballots to a very, very substantial number of people who are either deceased or no longer live in the state. But those loose ballots are out there and they can be voted. There's no question, by the way, that when it comes to voter fraud, Nevada could be the capital of the world with a Democratic governor and 2 Democratic houses in the legislature.
Court case in PA tomorrow morning.
The state election law to make voter theft which is, of course, you know, the
NBC said we may never be able to call this election.
Acceptable. I believe that Reid stole his last Senate term. I think he was actually defeated in that election. But the machine in Clark County, that's Las Vegas, is extraordinarily efficient.
Final question, Roger. Trump, by just existing and being the president of the United States, has exposed almost every level of corruption in this country. Is this the final expose of President Trump's presidency? Just the total election theft the Democrats engage in and year out?
I think it is epic. I think it's extraordinarily important. As you know, last night at midnight, long after anybody was awake, the Department of Justice released the now completely unredacted Mueller report, including all of the previously hidden sections about me. And what did it prove? That there was never any evidence about me. No, not insufficient. There was no evidence whatsoever that I was involved in any illegal activity pertaining to the WikiLeaks explosion. This is what I've been saying for 2 years. Why would you release that at midnight on election day, at a time when it was certain to get no coverage whatsoever? But instead, when I said on a radio program, which I stand by, that I believe that Comey, Brennan, Clapper, Rosenstein et al. Engaged in treason, that they should be charged with treason, that they should get a fair trial, which I was not afforded, and if they're convicted, they should face the penalty. If you will check what the penalty is, in U.S. law, it is capital punishment. So I know that heads are exploding at the Media Matters, but the context has been once again completely distorted. No, I never said that should be taken out and hung unilaterally. I said they should be charged, and they should. Why is it that only people like General Michael Flynn are being charged with crimes, or Roger Stone, when you have the largest political scandal in American history, uncovered thanks to the excellent work of Rick Grenell, the acting director of information under President Trump? We've now seen the declassified documents that show us without dispute that the entire Russian collusion narrative was a fraud and that it was based on fabricated information, and those who launched it knew that the information on which they based their illegal witch hunt was fabricated. They are so busted. But you won't read anywhere tomorrow about the fact that I've been vindicated. You won't read anywhere that I have been exonerated. No, instead you're going to read that I said that those men should be charged with treason. I stand by that. Should. I think an excellent legal case could be made.
Yeah, I was jumping out of my seat when I heard you say that. And you know what? We also won't see in the papers tomorrow, Trump won the 2020 election, even though he did. Roger Stone, God bless you. Godspeed. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Many thanks, guys. And Harrison, excellent work on that necktie. Excellent.
That's high praise. I'm very proud. Thank you, sir. My dad got it for me for my birthday. It's actually got the Declaration of Independence on it, so
very
very important.
I love it.
And
Owen, you owe me a steak, but I love you.
Next time I see you, we'll have a juicy steak dinner, Roger.
Excellent. But we're not talking about Wendy's here. We're not talking about
Tomahawk, 72 ounce bone in.
Excellent.
All right, Roger. Thank you, Roger. All right. Well, I think it's fair to probably conclude tonight's coverage. I don't think there's going to be any more developments. The only thing I could see maybe developing is maybe a flip in Arizona overnight. Sure. Let's do this. In fact, we'll just go to break with that, guys. So this is what we'll do. We'll get final commentary from Harrison and myself, and then we'll take it to break with President Trump's speech tonight. But ladies and gentlemen, just here's where it stands. Again, we've already had more voter turnout than we did in 2016, and still probably millions of votes to be tabulated. Trump is closing ground rapidly on Biden in Arizona. You haven't had anything come out of North Carolina or Georgia for hours. Trump maintains his lead there. Trump's lead in Pennsylvania remains strong at 700,000. That's, I believe, bigger than where he was at in 2016. He maintains a 300,000 vote lead in Michigan, was in 2016, and he continues to maintain just a hair over 100,000 edge in Wisconsin, which advantage would once again be bigger than where he was at in 2016. So, ladies and gentlemen, any other night, I would be coming to you telling you President Trump has just been reelected, but it's just incredible. And, I don't want to get too upset here at 2 a.m. in the morning, Harrison, but I mean, my God, the amount of crime and deception that we put up with in this country, it's embarrassing, it's pathetic. It's like watching Mike Tyson get picked on, by a 2-year-old in a diaper with a binky in his mouth.
I keep saying it. It's like watching a
Do it, please.
no, God no. It's like watching a Chihuahua, harass and menace a pit bull. And we're the American people. We're the pit bull, and now the Chihuahua is telling us to sit down and shut up, and we're listening for some bizarre reason. I think honestly, the Roger Stone case is almost the perfect way to illustrate this, because there's a certain level of acceptance that Republicans have had. I don't know if it has to do with just the way the left frames everything, their sort of ability to control the minds of the American people through their control of the media. I don't know what it is, but Roger Stone was framed. He was basically bankrupted. He had his door kicked down by FBI agents in the middle of the night, essentially early in the morning, with CNN cameras there rolling. They did everything they could to destroy this guy. They convicted him totally illegitimately, and then they tried to send him to prison. Now, he is not in prison right now because of Donald Trump and him commuting that sentence, or I can't remember what the exact word is, clemency, granting him clemency. And maybe it's just like the Republican thing, like we've been so cowed, we've been so beaten, that it's just like the fact that Roger Stone isn't in prison seems like a victory to us. And I think that's the mindset that we need to change, that says, no, just because, if someone tries to victimize you, you don't just stop them from victimizing you and then consider that a victory. You have to punish them for that. You have to go back against them. It's not good enough that Roger Stone is just not in prison right now. The people that tried to put him in prison, the people that ruined his life, the people that bankrupted him and humiliated him and tried to destroy him, need to be held to account. And when you extrapolate that, you understand that what they were doing was abusing the power that they've been given as members and agents of our government to attempt to tear down our very establishment is a treasonous act and must be punished to the fullest extent of the law. The punishment for treason is death. That's on the law books. We haven't all fallen into this modernity of just like, nothing matters. We'll just do whatever we want, whenever we want, and punishments are here or there. No. Let's stick to the letter of the law. Let's punish these treasonous actors to the fullest extent, and not just accept the idea that, he's not in prison, so that's a victory. Joe Biden didn't win, so that's a victory. No, those aren't victories. Those are just less than losses. I don't know.
Well, and keep in mind too, it's kind of like what happens when a dog attacks a child. A dog attacks a child, could have been a good dog its whole life. It attacks a child, they put the dog down. It's a law in most states. That dog gets put down. These rabid dogs are attacking us. So we're about to sign off. We're going to go back to President Trump, but just before we sign off, folks, right now, we go to bed tonight with 88 electoral votes still available. I think Arizona is still very much in play, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be convinced that it's not, but Wisconsin, Trump is leading. Michigan, Trump is leading. Pennsylvania, Trump is leading. North Carolina, Trump is leading. Georgia, Trump is leading. He's really won those states. They just won't declare it. But that's where we're at. In fact, if Trump wins Arizona and District 2 in Maine, it's 306 again for President Trump. Literally the same as 2016. So it's just incredible. You've certainly witnessed a historic night. Sadly, the champagne remains on ice because we're not allowed to celebrate when we win an election, because that's how corrupt our country is. My God, have we hit rock bottom.
Can I say something on? I just received my first death threat of my entire career. I've
just received his first death threat.
But apparently I've made some new fans today.
Congratulations. That means you did a good job. All right. President Trump wins, but we're not allowed to have victory because we're dominated by a bunch of tyrant criminals, and we just put up with it. That does it for InfoWars election coverage tonight. Obviously, David Knight back on 8 a.m. The Alex Jones Show, The War Room with myself, and I guess the 2020 election countdown show continues since we're still counting down.
We're still counting down.
So that's that. All right, big ups to the crew. Seriously, Big ups to the crew all around.
Wow, guys.
Staying here up all night.
Unbelievable.
Big ups to the audience sticking around with us. Remember, InfoWarsStore.com, ladies and gentlemen. Please continue to support us at InfoWarsStore.com because I'm sure you learned tonight, InfoWars election coverage is we are lapping the competition as far as the spot-on nature of our coverage. So it's really quite incredible. And we wouldn't even have a platform. We wouldn't even have a voice if it wasn't for your support at InfoWarsStore.com. So thank you so much. We go to the conclusion of tonight's election coverage with President Trump's victory speech tonight from the White House.
Oh, so I was looking at this. Somebody posted this prayer from Thomas Jefferson. Almighty God, who has given us this good land for our heritage, we humbly beseech thee that we may always prove ourselves a people mindful of thy favor and glad to do thy will. Bless our land with honorable ministry, sound learning, and pure manners. Save us from violence, discord, and confusion, from pride and arrogance, and from every evil way. Defend our liberties and fashion No, I lost it. And fashion into one united people, the multitude, brought hither out of many kindreds and tongues. Endow with thy spirit of wisdom those whom in thy name we entrust the authority of government, that there may be a justice and peace at home, and that through obedience to thy law we may show forth thy praise among the nations of the earth. In time of prosperity, fill our hearts with thankfulness, and in the day of trouble, suffer not our trust in thee to fail. All of which we ask through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. Thomas Jefferson, Washington, D.C., March 4th, 1801. It's unbelievable, guys, but I'm going to end the stream so I can get some rest and just relax my mind because this is aggravating. So hopefully good news tomorrow, guys. Hopefully we'll know something more tomorrow. So God bless.